Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
When Wyatt Earp was Marshal of Wichita, Kansas in 1875, one of the serious problems with which he had to deal was the runaway boy from the East. Hundreds of such youngsters, incited by lurid dime novels about cowboys, Indians, and outlaws, left their homes in eastern towns and cities for the wild, exciting life of the western frontier. If today's comic books have a bad effect on many juvenile readers, they are mild compared to the bloody sensationalism of paperback thrillers, which lured the youth of earlier times to seek adventure in the brawling violence of Cattle Trail and Cowtown.
My turn. Hold it! Take it up there! All right, hold it. Hold it. Get out better than this. Get the gun! Come on. Come out of there! Back. Come on. Back up there. Back up. Get there. Come on. Come here. Get there.
Well, you little punk. Were you using real bullets?
I got me several of that Lazy H outfit.
Oh, you did, huh? Well, they all seem to be standing up.
You the sheriff, mister?
No, I'm the marshal. Who are you?
My name's Tim Jones, and I'm with the Bar W's. You know, we had our loading orders first, and then those Lazy H's tried to jump our claim.
You took a shot at me.
Oh, I didn't see your star. I thought you were Lazy H. I don't shoot at the law.
Oh, now that's real considerative. Come on.
Start breaking the con, Mike.
Was he shooting?
Yeah, without a license. This one's sober. We'll take him back to town with the rest of them.
Does a cowhand get a fair trial in this town, or do they lynch him?
Your size, we spank.
Anybody get hurt?
No, they're too drunk to get hurt, most of them. I wish people would keep their kids at home. I got another desperate Desmond on my hands.
Runaway boy, huh?
Yeah. It's a wonder he didn't pink somebody or hurt himself.
This the kids? This is the worst yet.
They're coming west by the hundreds. We've had at least a couple of dozen in the last few months. Can't you get something in Eastern papers about it?
I've tried, Wyatt. I think it's just normal kid behavior. In fact, they're rather proud.
Proud? Proud of what?
Young America, the spirit of the pioneers, you know the line.
Well, I've got something to show you. Sam! Sam, bring that young Tim Jones in, will you? Now, the spirit of the pioneers is fine. But I've yet to see a runaway kid with a hoe. They all want to be gunfighters. That's those dime novels they read.
Ned Buntline is Daredevil of the Plains.
Yeah, written by men that have never been west of Albany. I wish I could see what it does to some of their readers. Well, take a good look at it, Mr. Murdoch. Young America.
Hey, you the judge?
No, it's Mr. Murdoch. He happens to be the editor of the Wichita Eagle.
Hey, I don't want my name or my picture in the paper.
Well, don't worry, you're not that important. Now, go sit down. Where do your folks live?
Haven't any folks.
Who's your relative?
No relatives. Just write it down that I'm a cowpuncher working for the Bar W outfit.
The Bar W outfit doesn't hire kids. You jumped off a freight train. I don't want any more fresh talk from you. Now, we've got to send you home. Where is that?
None of your business.
Don't get sassy with Mr. Earp, kid.
Okay. I'm a homeless juvenile vagrant. I'm an orphan without any means of support.
Well, that's too bad. We'll have to put him out for adoption.
Yeah. Mr. Bodine at the dairy would like to have another orphan.
40 cows to milk twice a day. Only 3 kids to do it. Think you're tough enough for that?
Well, I want to be a cowhand. You know, ride the range, punch cows.
Well, you can milk cows at the dairy.
No, if my father were here, You just turn me loose.
And you do have a father, huh?
No, I don't.
Bend over the desk.
What?
You heard me. I said bend over the desk.
Oh, wait, I'll tell you!
All right.
My father's Timothy Jones Sr. He lives at the Fifth Avenue Hotel in New York City.
New York, huh? You've come a long way. I'll send a wire for you, Watt. Should be
Thanks.
here in a few hours.
My father will fix you for using corporal punishment on me. No one's allowed to do that. You're just a big country Jake sheriff.
And you're a spoiled brat. I guess you might as well start learning.
Learning what?
To be a cowhand, that's what you came west for, isn't it?
Yeah. Where do we go now?
We're going to a little cowhand school. I run it just for boys like you. Now, the first thing a cowhand has to learn is how to ride a horse.
I already know.
Oh, you do, huh?
Sure.
Come here. It's on this side.
Turn him loose.
All right, Mr. Jones.
Hurry.
Hurry. Hang it, Bill.
You all right?
Yeah. I'll show him.
No, I think you had enough.
I want to try him again.
All right. But this time, keep your heels out of his flank. Stayed on him a lot time longer, Cheyenne. You want to try him again?
No, that horse doesn't like me.
Well, we'll forget about riding for the time being. Cowhand's got to learn how to rope.
That's a lasso. Give it here. I'll show you how to bust a steer.
Oh?
First, you tie one end of the rope around your waist. Then, you open the loop at the end like this.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's good. Now, you stay right here, and I'll go get a steer and let him out of the chute. You can rope.
How big a steer?
Oh, just about your size.
Those aren't steers. Those are calves. Little doggies.
Well, you just go ahead and try and rope.
I'll show you.
Mr. Jones, you're aiming at the wrong end. Come here. You go up and climb up on that fence over there and drop the loop over their head.
That's not the proper way to do it.
Well, it's the proper way for a cowhand on foot. Now, you go climb up. Go on.
Okay.
Are you all set?
Yeah.
I'll shoot one by for you. Come on, Dougie. Go on.
Ow, it burns my hands.
Untie the rope. Whoa, boy. Now, let's see. First, you tie the rope around your waist. And then
Well, I thought that was the way you
now,
did.
look, you can't rope and you can't ride. What can you do?
I'm tired and I'm hungry.
Well, a good cowhand can always eat. But you're a little dirty. Gotta get you scrubbed up first.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
This water's too cold. I'll catch pneumonia.
It's good for you.
No! It's too cold. Oh!
Now, you know what that is?
It's a farm tool of some kind.
Well, in Kansas, we call it a hoe. This is what you do with it. Now, you try it.
Not me. That's hard labor.
No work, no eat.
But it has nothing to do with being a cowhand. They don't chop down weeds with hoes.
Yes, they do. They clean the corrals with pitchforks, too. They squat on dirty cows and burn their hide with a branding iron. Hard labor. Well, you ought to see what they look like after a week of riding in the brush and alkali dust on a roundup. They stink, Mr. Jones. I got no more time to waste on you. You go buy your lunch from the jailer.
Hi, Marshal.
Hi, Sam.
Message came a while ago from Mr. Murdoch.
Uh-huh.
That New York business.
Oh, read it to me, will you?
No Timothy Jones registered at Fifth Avenue Hotel.
Thanks.
Mr. Jones, come on in here.
Now, we may be country jakes, but at least we try and tell the truth. I've even taken the word of an outlaw killer like Ben Thompson, and he kept it, but I can't take yours. There's nobody registered by the name of Timothy Jones at the Fifth Avenue Hotel. They've never heard of him.
All right, go ahead.
No.
I'd rather be spanked than listen to you call me a liar and no good brat.
All right, then. What's your father's real name?
I'm not going to tell you.
Why not?
You telegraph him, and then you send detectives after me. I'm not going home. I hate it there.
All right, you hate your home. I still have to know where you live.
Look, I obeyed you. I took a bath. I tried to stay on that horse. I got dragged by a dogie and I hoed weeds. It's more than I did for anybody else. Now I'm through with you.
Mr. Jones, sit down. You happen to be a runaway boy, and the law says it's my job to get you home. Do you understand that?
Can't do that if I won't tell you where I live.
All right. You take this note over to the clerk at the Texas house. Here's the key to my room. Get yourself a bite to eat, and you stay at the hotel. Tim, when I get off work, we'll have a long talk.
When'll that be?
8 or 9, maybe later. I'm trusting you to stay there.
I'll run away.
No, you won't.
How do you figure that?
Most kids want to be good. You can't be any different from the rest of them. Sure, you want to be a cowhand. You want to follow Ned Buntline's Wild Westers. But why run away from home to do it? Got plenty of time for that when you grow up. Why make such a secret out of where you live? Your father can't be that bad.
I'll see you at the hotel, Mr.
You sure you saw the kid go in here?
Yeah, he ate by himself, and then he went in.
Good evening.
Railroad detectives. Hannibal and St. Joseph.
What can I do for you?
You got a lad about 14 years old staying here?
He's a nice-looking boy. He's about that tall. Brown hair, blue eyes.
Oh, yes, Timothy Jones. He's in care of Marshal Earp.
Timothy Jones. Where can we find him?
You better talk to Marshal Earp. He's usually here by now.
Thank you. We'll be back.
That you, Mr. Earp?
No, it's Mr. Davis, the clerk.
Oh.
2 railroad detectives were just here. They asked about you.
What'd you tell them?
I told them they should talk to Mr. Earp. But he asked me to make sure you stayed in the hotel.
Thank you, sir. I'll stay right here.
Turn me loose!
Mr. Earp will fix you.
The cow-tongue sheriff better keep his nose out of this.
Mister, help me!
Hold it! Let him go.
You keep out of this.
We're railroad detectives.
They're kidnapping me.
Well, I don't care who you are. You're under arrest.
Yeah?
Hold it!
Kill them both, Mr. Earp.
You get back to the hotel and stay there. Go on.
Yes, sir.
All right, go pick up your friend. Go on.
You'll be sorry for this. That's Big Tim Callahan's son.
And who is Callahan?
You're president of the Hannibal St. Joe Railroad. You're in trouble, you stupid jayhawk.
Yeah? Start him over to Doc Fabrique's office. Hey, where's Callahan from?
Chicago. He headed here in his private car. Or did you refuse to let his men wire him?
Oh, they wired him.
Look, this is serious, my friend.
Look, I happen to think I'm right.
Morally, yes, but you rousted that kid of his around, buffaloed one of his men, and shot the other one. Lord knows what Callahan will accuse you of.
Hey, that reminds me.
What?
I promised to have a talk with this kid.
Now, wait. I think you and I should have a talk with Judge Jewett and Mayor Hope. This is more important.
Well, I happen to think that the boy is a lot more important than the old man. The boy's the one that's got the real trouble. You hate everybody, don't you? First you take a shot at me, and then you want those detectives killed, now your father. What has your dad done to you that you're so willing to turn into a little tramp?
Everybody's against me. The old man most of all. So I'm against them.
Why do you think your father's against you?
You don't even know me. It's never home. He believes my stepmother. Everything she says is right.
Your stepmother's against you, huh?
She hates me. Every time my dad hires a teacher I get along with, she waits until Dad's on a trip and then she fires him.
Does your dad travel a good deal?
Most of the time. Then the servants keep me locked up in that big old house.
Well, that's not enough reason to go around hating people, Timmy.
It's not, I thought I wanted to be your friend once, but you're just like all the rest.
It's a RW outfit. You stay away from that window.
Those hoodlums won't shoot at Tim Callahan. I don't care about you, mister. My team is worth $300. I'll pay for the team. Go back to the barn. Well, that's fine with me.
Look out, Dad!
When are you guys going to learn to work together, you fools? Put on your guns. Come on. I'll take care of this. You and the boys hustle those men in. Go on. Let me see that arm, Timmy.
Who are you?
Now try and stand up. That's it. Just take it easy. What's it? Let me see. Now we better go see Doc Fabrique.
I'm Tim Callahan. This is my boy.
You almost ran him down. What are you trying to do, run those horses into gunfire?
Mind your own business.
Don't get sassy with Mr. Earp, Dad.
Wyatt Earp, I thought so. You're the cowtown
Don't move
genius.
that arm any more than you have to. And just keep your right hand on it. Doc's office is just up the street.
Don't you ignore me. I haven't started in on you
Stop
yet.
jabbering. I'm going to start in on you. Now pick up the boy's hat and let's go. Come on, Timmy. Take it easy.
I'm the boy's father. You understand? I'm his father. So I arrive at Wichita, and what do I find? Excuse me. A gun battle waging on the main street, and my son Timmy right in the middle of it. 2 of my detectives in jail. One of them seriously wounded by Wyatt Earp. And when I offer a mild protest, Mr. Earp threatens me. Is this the way you run things in your town?
Your detectives resisted arrest, Mr. Callahan, and your son refused to give his right name and address.
My time is valuable, and I'm not going to waste it arguing in a small-time court like this.
Oh, you're not?
I demand that Earp be dismissed immediately.
Your wishes are not law in Wichita.
All right. Then I charge Earp with cruel and inhuman treatment of my son, if you haven't any law against that. And then I'll bring suit against the city for civil damages. I'm going to sue you for $50,000.
Hold on. Cruel and inhuman treatment of a child is punishable under our criminal code.
Well, well. I'm astonished.
This court is not interested in your personal reaction. Have you any testimony to present against Marshal Earp?
I most certainly have. Mr. Becker and Mr. Dean tell me that Earp forced my son to ride a dangerous horse, that he tied him to a steer and allowed the steer to drag him around, and then forced him to hoe weeds in the jail yard for hours. These are the facts, Your Honor.
That's all wrong, Judge. It's not the way it happened. It's all a pack of lies.
Now, son, you keep out of this.
Order. Step over here, young man.
Yes, sir.
Well, surely you're not going to listen to a mere child, an irresponsible lad who doesn't...
Sit down, Mr. Callahan.
Move over.
Sit down here, son. Now, Timmy, suppose you tell the court whether you've been treated cruelly or inhumanly by Marshal Earp.
No, sir, I wasn't.
Did he force you to ride a dangerous horse?
No, it was all part of the cowhand school.
Cowhand school?
Mr. Earp runs it for spoiled kids who leave home and think they'd like to be cowhands.
Oh, I see.
Well, the horse and the little calf, they were all part of the lesson. Hoeing weeds was part of it, too. But the best part is, after Mr. Earp gives you the acid test, he treats you like a man. He trusts you. He doesn't let servants lock you up or put detectives on your trail.
Then you have no complaint of the way you've been treated since you've been here?
No, sir. Can I stay here with Mr. Earp? Please, Judge. Couldn't Mr. Earp adopt me or something?
Timmy, you don't mean that.
Yes, I do. Mr. Earp doesn't hate me. I lied to him and acted fresh. But he doesn't hate me. That's all I want, just not to be hated.
Timmy, I don't hate you. I love you. Why would you say such a thing as that? All I've ever wanted to do is to protect you and keep you from harm. Mr. Earp, I don't know how to say this, but I hope you forgive me. I didn't mean what I said. Sometimes a man just doesn't quite understand.
With the court's permission, I think that Mr. Callahan, Timmy, and I can work this out together.
Very well. Court's adjourned.
I think this horse likes me now. That's the secret, huh, Mr. Earp?
Oh, the secret is that you like the horse.
I sure do. As soon as my arm gets well, I'm gonna learn how to ride him just like Mr. Earp does. I think it's time Dad learned how to rope little dogies. Don't you, Marshal Earp?
That's right.
All right, Timmy. Just how do you go about roping one of them dogies?
Well, it's simple. First, you tie the rope around your waist.
This one?
Yes. Tie the rope around him, Mr. Earp.
Well,
okay.
Now I'll let a little dogie out, and you sit on the fence, Dad, and then you drop the loop around the dogie's neck. Okay?
all right.
I'll let the little dogie out.
Right up here, huh?
That's right. Right up there.
Well, it seems very simple to me.
Oh, it is. It's very simple.
I'll get him the first time out. Turn that doggie loose.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail, and none can deny it. The legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told. Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
Mr. Wilkins? 3 cents, jackknife, and a watch. Is that right?
That's right.
Sign that receipt.
Boy, you can sure give a man a hangover with that gun barrel of yours.
Well, that's better than being shot, isn't it?
Yeah, I reckon. Thank you, Marshal.
And don't come back.
Don't worry. I won't.
Mr. James, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a dime. Rabbit's foot and a comb. Sign it. Mr. Clements, 20, 40, 60, 80, 110, and 12 cents. Well, looks like you didn't spend much, Mr. Clemens. You're lucky.
Sure. Real lucky. Spending my vacation in this hole.
Oh, it's not too bad. Food's pretty good.
Listen to me, Earp. You made a monkey out of me, and I'll be back. And I'm not coming alone, either. My brothers will be with me, and you'll wish you'd never seen me.
Clements, you made a monkey out of yourself. You didn't check your guns, and you had plenty of time to do it. Now, as for your brothers, I took care of Mannon, and I'll be very happy to meet the rest of them.
I'll tell them.
Yeah, you do that. Now, here's your gun. But I don't want you to load it or put it on until you get in the outskirts of town.
You're throwing me out of town, huh?
That's right. When you cool off, you can come back in town if you want to. But remember to check that. Come here. Sign your receipt.
Like I said, I'll be back.
I'll be here. Clements. You slam that door and I'll throw you back in the cell.
That young Clements is going to turn out even worse than his brothers, if he lives long enough.
His pride's hurt, that's all. He'll get over it.
Marshal, there's a funny-looking dude over at the Wichita. Says he wants to see you.
A dude?
Yeah, and packing the biggest gun I ever saw. You ought to see the size of it.
Yeah, I guess I ought to. Sam, check those out for me, will you?
Yes, sir.
I'll be back in a little while.
So Earp came from Ellsworth to Wichita several months ago, huh?
Yep.
Well, why'd he leave Ellsworth? They run him out?
Yep. I insulted him, so he left. He's very sensitive.
Now, never mind the sarcasm. I just want the facts, Doctor. I want to know everything there is to know about Wyatt Earp. Well, now what's the matter?
Nothing. I was just wondering if you'd fit a regular-sized coffin or if I should have one specially made to order. A little wider across the beam.
Now, you stop talking like that, or...
Or what?
Or you stop drinking out of my bottle. Now, you ready to answer my questions?
All right.
All right.
I'll answer all I can.
Well, now, how many men did he kill?
Who?
Well, who do you think? Wyatt Earp.
Oh, him. None? None as far as I know.
All right. None? Well, what kind of a frontier marshal is that?
I think I'd better let the marshal himself answer you on that one.
Are you Wyatt Earp?
Yes, sir.
Well, I've come a long way to meet you. My name is Buntline, Ned Buntline. You heard of me, of course.
I don't think I have, Mr. Buntline.
Oh, you must have. I write dime novels about the West. I've written hundreds of them. What's the matter, you people out here? Don't you read?
Well, I was just about to ask you the same question. Can you?
Well, Sir, you are addressing a man whose command of English is the envy of...
A simple no or yes will be sufficient, Mr. Buntline.
Well, of course I read, you idiot.
Then you're under arrest.
Under arrest? What for?
For that.
Huh? For what? Oh, I'm a little nearsighted. I can't see a thing. Oh. I beg your pardon, Marshal.
If you don't mind.
This isn't loaded.
Well, the law makes no distinction between loaded and unloaded guns, Mr. Buntline.
It isn't even mine. Just read the inscription on it.
What's this all about?
It's a gratuity, Mr. Earp. It's a small token of my admiration for you as the most stalwart of the... It's not true that you haven't killed anybody here in Wichita, is it? Oh, it doesn't make a difference. People will never believe that. They'll believe what I tell them to believe. Marshal, this is your lucky day.
Mr. Buntline, I think you've been drinking a
Well,
little too
of
much.
course I have. That's what saloon's for, isn't it?
Well, I think you better come along with me.
Well, I certainly will. That's what I've traveled 2,000 miles to do. Mr. Earp, you are one of the... I've undergone a great many inconveniences to make this trip. I left my favorite razor back in Boston. I forgot it. Now I can't shave until I get back home.
Why not?
Because I'm sensitive.
Oh.
And believe me, sir, I didn't leave a luxurious home in New England just for the trip. I came here for one purpose, and one purpose only, to see Marshal Wyatt Earp of Wichita and to offer him fame and wealth beyond his wildest dreams.
Mr. Buntline, I still haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about.
Well, now, surely the thought of fabulous wealth, complete financial independence, surely that's a thought worth exploring, is it not?
Go ahead and explore it.
Smoke, gentlemen. They're specially made. Cost more than $1 each.
No, thanks.
Are the windows open? I'll take one.
Mr. Earp, have you ever heard of a man named William F. Cody?
Buffalo Bill? Sure.
Do you know who made Buffalo Bill? Do you know who changed him from a nondescript, practically penniless hunter into an international figure of fame?
No.
Do you know...
You know this isn't a bad cigar. Thank you.
Do you know who made Buffalo Bill the idol of every female in America? Do you know who enabled him to earn 50,000 American dollars in less than 1 year's time? Know who? Me, Ned Buntline.
It figures.
And I can do the same thing for you. Now think of it. Your name up on the banners, just like Buffalo Bill's. Ned Buntline presents his Wild West show, featuring in person Wyatt Earp, the great frontier marshal. How does that sound to you?
It sounds ridiculous.
What? Well, maybe I haven't made myself clear. All you'd have to do would be to...
All I'd have to do is stand up on a stage and make a fool of myself, get all dressed up in fancy clothes, and smile at 1,000 staring faces. Oh, you make yourself very clear.
Now, just a moment, Marshal. Don't... I warn you that...
I'm the one that does the warning around here. Now, you get out and stay out. Go on to back where you came from.
Well, you can't
Go on,
talk
just
to me
get out.
like that. I'm not...
Quiet. You took the fella too serious. He was only trying to make you filthy rich.
Filthy is the word.
Sit down. I want to give you some advice. Oh, I know you never listen to any of it. But will you please sit down now? Please listen to me.
All right.
Wyatt, each man has to decide what he will do or won't do for money. But I hated to see you passing judgment on Buntline.
I didn't do that.
A plain no is enough. Instead, you throw him out. That's passing judgment.
I guess I did lose my temper.
Buntline can claim respect on a good many counts. I'd say offhand that he's made about 1 million children happy. Don't you add that to his favor?
Yeah. All right. I was wrong. I'll apologize to him.
Good. Oh, and another thing. He went to considerable trouble and expense to have this thing specially made for you. Now, the least you can do is try it out for him.
Maybe I will.
Look at that. I wonder what it is.
Well, good morning, gentlemen.
He's alive. It talks.
Come on, let's go to town. We got things to do.
Now, wait a minute, kid. That'll keep. That's one thing you gotta learn. Never pass up fun when you find it. Life's too short.
What do you mean? What do you mean, fun?
Fun. Say, you know, that's a real fancy outfit you've got on that.
Well, thank you very much.
It's a nice.
Yeah, no, stop it, will you?
Say, wait a minute, mister. There's one thing you gotta learn about this country. Don't insult people who are trying to make friends with you.
Well, I didn't insult you. I'm. Will you have a cigar?
Well, you're a dude smuggler, huh? You're in trouble.
Oh, I'm no. Hey, now, cut it out, you men, will you? Now, I warn you, you'll regret it.
You don't say.
Yes, I do say. I don't think the marshal would like to see his friends mistreated.
The marshal, huh? You friend of the marshal?
Wyatt?
Yeah.
Well, I should say I am. He's practically a partner of mine. Now, I tell you, let's just forget this, and I won't say anything. I've got a sense of humor.
Well, it's a good thing you have. Yeah, you're gonna need it where you're going. You're coming with us.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Shut up. You're coming with us.
Well, I guess I am.
Marshal, that Wild Clements kid is back here looking for you with one of his brothers.
Oh, they checked their guns?
No.
Where are they?
Sitting on their horses right up the street. And listen, Marshal, you know that noisy tenderfoot that was here yesterday? Buntline?
Yeah?
Well, he's with him.
You sure?
Positive.
That's close enough, Marshal.
Mr. Buntline, you're in bad company.
None of my choosing.
Shut up.
Herb, I told you I was coming back.
Chip, you surprised me. I figured you'd raise your kid brother to fight his own battles.
I did. I just come along to see it was a fair fight. That don't mean no shotgun against a six-gun. It's gonna take some mighty fancy scattergun shooting to miss your dude friend here.
Hell, I've never had to kill anyone yet. I'd hate to have you be the first.
It's going to be you or me. You can make up your mind to that.
I'm sorry, boy.
Never mind being sorry. Just get rid of that shotgun. Then you and the kid can shoot it out alone with six guns.
What about you?
You know me better than that. I'm not butting in if it's a fair fight.
All right, Hal, you got yourself a shootout. I'll be right back.
He's yellow.
No, he ain't. He says he'll be back, you'll be back. You just better be fast today, kid.
Don't worry about it. I can beat him.
Yeah, I reckon you can at that. Matter of fact, I'd be willing to make a bet on it if I could find somebody to bet with.
Stay here. All right, Hal, get off your horse.
You said something about a wager, Mr. Clemens. I'd like to bet $100 on the marshal.
You get yourself a bet.
All right, hold it right there. Now make your play.
You're crazy. You can't hit anything from there.
I can hit you. Now draw.
What's that?
That is a buntline special.
What, now, just a minute.
Sam, come on over here and break that up. Well, you had your shootout, Hal. You're still alive. I'm glad.
You really are.
Yeah. I'll go on to the jail.
Yeah.
You're a mighty excitable little man, Mr. Buntline.
And you're a coward, Mr. Clemens.
Hold it!
You talk about fair fights. You were going to use that rifle on the marshal.
Oh, it might have looked that way to you, but...
Are you staying in town? If you are, check your gun now.
No, I'm not staying.
Mr. Clemens, you owe me money.
You're right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I wasn't going to use this rifle on the marshal.
Yes, well, I say you were.
Well, I say I wasn't.
Yeah, all right. You were. Gentlemen, the drinks are on me.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Not till you get that patched up.
Well, we can patch and drink.
You come on over to my place.
I'll see you at the Texas house.
Thank you, man. There you are, Mr. Buntline. I'm sure you won't have any complications now. Just wear that for a couple of days.
Yeah, well, I may wear that a little bit longer.
How's your jaw feel?
Well, it's still a little sore, but nothing to affect my drinking.
Would you like a little nip?
You're the doctor.
Well, I prescribed a little spot of elixir.
All right.
I call this Plu's Spaventure. I'm sure you like it.
Good.
It'll take the wrinkles out of your jaw and out of your head. Hold her now. There we go. A little toast.
Uh-huh.
To your health, Mr. Buntline, and to your courage.
Oh, Doc, well, thank you, Doctor. Thank you very much.
If I was a drinking man, I'd join the doc in that toast.
Well, that's very kind of you to say that, Marshal. Great. So you like the special, huh?
Yes, sir, I sure do. It's a fine weapon.
Good, good. Sit down, Marshal.
Well, thank you. There are a couple of things I'd like to say to you. First, I want to tell you how much I appreciate your action on the street today. You're a very brave man.
Well, I never did anything like it before. You know, Marshal, I think there's something about your part of the country that gives men courage when they need it.
An interesting observation, Mr. Buntline, and very possibly true.
There's something else. I owe you an apology. I hope you'll accept it.
An apology? What for?
For treating you the way I did yesterday. I had no right to be angered by your business proposition. I'm sorry.
Does that mean you accept it?
No, sir. I've thought it over, and, well, I decided against it. I thank you just the same.
Well, I wish you'd tell me why.
Well, I'll try to answer that. I guess it's because I like the frontier. I like the people. I admire and respect them. Even the bad ones sometimes.
I think I know what you mean. Those Clemens brothers, for instance. No matter what else they are, they're still strong men.
Yeah. It takes a certain kind of man to make the West. It always has. I guess I just wouldn't be happy in any of the surroundings, Mr. Buntline. No matter how much money I could make elsewhere.
Well, we'd have cleaned up, you and I. Well, I tried anyway. Believe me, the trip was well worth it.
About this gun.
Now, that gun is yours.
Well, I'd like to keep it, Mr. Buntline, but I can't accept it as a gift. I'll buy it from you. A regulation Colt's worth about $60 new. I figure this is worth about $100. Will that be all right, Mr. Buntline?
It will not. Now, look, I'll make more than 100 times what that cost with my eyewitness account of the hair-raising, breathtaking six-gun duel in the dusty, silent, sun-baked streets of Wichita, Kansas, at 10 cents a copy.
All right, Mr. Buntline. I accept it with thanks. Saved a life today. Might have been my own.
Marshal, all I can say is Wear it in good health.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, I better get back to Boston and get a shave. Goodbye, Doctor.
Bye.
Marshal Earp.
Goodbye, Mr. Butler. You have a good trip now.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told. Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
In Marshal Wyatt Earp's long struggle to tame Wichita, there were 2 points of controversy which historians of the western frontier have argued since 1875. Was Marshal Earp justified in using the famous City Ordinance Number 27 to close crooked gambling joints and rowdy dance halls? And why did he permit Ben Thompson, a notorious gunfighter and killer, to operate a gambling game in Wichita while Marshal Earp's stormy cleanup campaign was raging to a murderous pitch of tensions and hatreds?
Come on, bring him out of there. Go on, there's plenty of bars up the street. You guys go that way and get on down.
Is that all of them? That's the last one of them, Mr.
Unsanitary, you call it. I washed my glasses as clean as any place in this town. You're just using that public health ordinance as a trick, and you're not going to get away with it.
Come on, keep moving.
That's a great idea, Wyatt. You're going to have all of Douglas Avenue hating you.
That's Judge Jewett's idea. See, when the saloon owners get too slick for me to prove crooked gambling, why, he's ordered me to proceed under Ordinance 27. Be a lot quicker.
Can you use it against dance halls?
Yeah, got to close one up the street.
The Dreamland joint?
Uh-huh. They've been importing immigrant girls and paying them almost no wages. Oh, but don't print that in your newspaper. They're kind of scared to testify.
I understand. The Orient Saloon and the Dreamland Dance Hall were closed today as unsanitary by Marshal Earp. He was ordered to take this action by Dr. Andrew Fabrique, City Health Officer.
Howdy, Marshal.
Hi, Mr. Finley.
I wasn't sure you'd remember me.
Well, I've looked at you over a gun sight once or twice. Mr. Murdoch, this is Jack Finley, friend of Ben Thompson.
Oh, yes. Ben Thompson?
How is Ben these days?
Feels fine, thanks. Oh, Marshal, I know you and Ben had several run-ins over at Ellsworth, but he don't bear you no grudge. And if you...
Why should he?
Well, what I wanted to ask you is, how do you feel about Ben? You saw it, Ben?
No.
Well, will it be all right if he comes into Wichita?
Sure. As long as he stays out of trouble.
I mean, what Ben wants to know is, he wants to buy into a game here.
That's no business of mine as long as he runs it honest.
Oh, Ben knows that, and he'll run straight as a strip. Is it all right if I tell him you said? Thank you, Mr. Earp. Thank you very much. I'll tell Ben. Oh, he'll sure be mighty pleased.
On the eve of a cleanup campaign that's going to cause you a lot of trouble, you say Ben Thompson can come into town?
Ben and I have settled our differences.
But he's a dangerous gunslinger, a killer, and...
Also a pretty honest man.
Oh, come now, Wyatt.
Well, he's always kept his word to me. I never did hear of him cheating at cards.
But you had a gunfight with Thompson. You sent his brother Bill to prison for killing Sheriff Whitney.
Now, look, Mr. Murdoch, a man in my line of business, well, he's got to let his old quarrels die. To be strictly honest about it, I always did like Ben Thompson.
That's good, Johnny, good. Get down around them cracks there and into them little crevices. Here, put some carbolic acid in that scrub water. And these glasses, I want them all dipped in scalding water. This place is going to be sanitary. Dave.
Yes, sir.
Where's the roulette wheel?
Well, it was set crooked. Dunphy's fixing it honest.
Good. No wonder Wyatt closed this dump. Well, didn't Jack tell you?
No.
Earp and I are friends.
But he's John Law in this town.
I love Wyatt almost as much as I love my brother Bill.
Yes, sir.
So spread the word. I'll have no talk against Wyatt from the men who work for me or the customers. And another thing, I thought I told you to tell these men how I stood with Wyatt. Dave didn't know.
I'm sorry, Ben, but you told me to check on all the opposition. In the rush, I might have missed a few.
All right. What'd you find out?
Plenty.
Now, you men keep busy. I want this place spick and span.
And I never listened to such mean talk. Wyatt's going to have a small war on his hands. Ain't nobody likes that ordinance number 27. Anyway, who can run a clean place in a town like Wichita that's all dusty and muddy? It just don't make sense.
Does to me. I told Wyatt he couldn't make that gun-checking law stick up in Ellsworth. But I was wrong. And if he says this town's going to be sanitary, he'll make it stick.
Well, anyway, all the opposition say that Ordinance 27 is just an excuse to give Wyatt the power of let run or close up.
You against Wyatt?
Me? Oh, now, Ben, you...
I'm going to tell you a thing or two. Now, Wyatt could have killed me in a fair draw and a fair fight, but he didn't. He could have had my brother Bill hanged, but he didn't. Now, Bill's up in the hospital in Denver. Got a chance to get well.
Well, you should have told us about that before, Ben.
I don't spill things until it's necessary. But when I'm loyal to a man, I go all the way.
Sure, Ben, sure.
Now then, just where do they talk the meanest about my friend Wyatt?
The Hotel Wichita bar?
You got about an hour to get the men ready.
Oh, Ben, trouble our first night in town.
When I'm loyal to a man, I go all the way. Now, I told you that. So get going.
Anytime I like.
Lady, you
can't. Oh, lady, I hate that word. Oh, are you Wyatt, the best friend of Ben Thompson?
Well, I know him, yeah.
Like Ramon and Romulus. Oh, it is beautiful.
What's your name?
I'm Lolita Ryan.
More Lolita than Ryan, huh? Well, what can I do for you?
Oh, I think I'm going to have to hurt Ben's other girl. You are his dearest friend. You chase her out of town for me, please?
Well, you just better sit down. Now, let's get one thing straight. In the first place, I'm not Ben's dearest friend. In the second place, I let him reopen the Orient Saloon because he promised there wouldn't be any trouble and that he'd run an honest game. Another thing, I can't mess into Ben's private affairs. So if he's running around with another girl, you're just going to have to settle it with him.
You will not chase her out of town?
Nope.
Oh, but he doesn't like her very much. He only took up with her because he thought I was with my mom in San Antonio.
Well, you just go tell that to Ben.
Oh, but I did. And he said not to hurt this girl. He say you wouldn't like it. What am I to do? She's no good. She's one of the biggest...
Wyatt, Ben Thompson and his boys are headed for the Wichita Hotel bar with guns.
Go get Sam.
All right.
Miss Ryan, you control your temper.
Oh, but...
And you stay here, understand?
See?
And so, any time that you don't keep the joint clean enough to suit that big head, he can close you? Why, that's against the Supreme Court. Earp's got too big for his britches this time. He needs cutting down to size. Every man that is a man in Wichita ought to start...
Hold it, Morrison.
Howdy, Ben. I was just telling the boys.
I heard what you said. Does he speak for the rest of you cowhands?
I sure do. How about you, Ben? You with us?
No. Now, any man that speaks against Wyatt Earp speaks against me. And I'm closing this place. It ain't sanitary. So everybody out. Come on. Oh. They was cooking up some devilment, so I'm closing the place. It ain't sanitary.
Look, Ben, when there's any closing to do, I'll do it. Now, you and Finley and the rest of the boys know you're not supposed to be wearing guns.
We under arrest? All right, what? Anything you say.
The rest of you go on back to your drinking.
Hold it. I'm gonna wait for the marshal. Okay, let's go. Come on.
Wyatt. Now, I don't aim to criticize, but I think you're being a mite overconfident about this sanitary business. There's trouble cooking.
Yeah, well, you better take care of your own trouble.
What do you mean?
A girl by the name of Lolita Ryan came to see me.
Lolita, she shouldn't come around bothering you.
Yeah, well, she did. She threatened one of your other girls.
Carolyn or Millie?
She didn't say. You better calm her down.
All right. I sure will, Wyatt.
And another thing, you and I are friendly. All right, that's fine, but well, we can't act too friendly, and people might misunderstand it.
I know. You're the law, and I'm Ben Thompson.
We'll keep it that way.
But Wyatt, I didn't shoot nobody back there or take that saloon apart. All I did was try to be real nice. And another thing, about that judge in the morning. Don't you worry none. If it's going to embarrass you, I'll just say you and me don't even speak.
Just don't say anything.
All right? Pay the fines for me and the boys, and I won't even look at you.
$80, $90, $100. There you are, Judge. $100.
There's something about this matter that bothers me, Mr. Thompson. I have a note here from the owner of the hotel, Wichita. He says the trouble started because you resented certain remarks against Marshal Earp.
No, he's mistaken, Judge.
Well, how did the trouble start?
Well, there were these two cowhands, and they was telling it around that my place ain't sanitary. So I said to Jack here, I says, we better put a stop to that false slander. And isn't that right, Jack?
Yes, sir, that's right.
That sounds plausible. I couldn't believe that a man like you would risk a fine to defend Marshal Earp.
We ain't friendly. But I will say this, Your Honor. I don't believe that Marshal Earp should be walking around this town without his deputies the way he does. There's a young foolhead of a cowhand out gunning for him right now.
I can take care of myself.
All right, Wyatt. You're the boss. Good morning, Judge.
Just a minute, Marshal Earp.
Yes, sir?
Is Thompson right about some cowhand gunning for you?
Well, there usually is a cowhand who thinks he wants to gun me, Your Honor.
Yeah. Maybe you should have at least one deputy with you at all times.
I can't spare him. Spread too thin as it is. You just let Ben Thompson worry about me.
Start while you gun. Go ahead, start, why don't you? Maybe you think I won't shoot, but I will. You closed my brother's place. You put him out of business. And now I'm going to... I'm shot! I'm shot!
Oh, shut up, kid. You ain't hurt bad. Maybe next time you'll believe me.
Wasn't gonna shoot Ben. He was talking too much.
Doc Fabric's office is just across the street.
Go on over.
I'm bleeding! I'm bleeding!
Get out.
Am I arrested again?
Ben, you're not supposed to pack a gun on the streets.
That kid, he was going to plug you.
Ben saved your life, Marshal.
Look, Doc Fabric is going to report a gunshot wound. I couldn't let you go if I wanted to.
Oh, but Marshal...
Shut up, Jack. All right. Let's go see the judge. Where you going? You weren't wearing no gun.
And on your way over, give this to Mayor Hope.
Yes, sir.
Well, what is it this time?
A drunken kid tried to gun me, Your Honor, and he shot him in the arm.
Thompson warned you. What's the charge?
Carrying guns in violation of a city ordinance and careless discharge of firearms.
What have you to say to this, Mr. Thompson?
Well, I reckon Marshal Earp was doing his duty.
Well, I don't. The man saved your life, and you arrest him for misdemeanor. Did you ever hear of gratitude, Marshal Earp?
Now, don't scold him, Judge.
I asked Marshal Earp a question.
Well, sir, I recommend that Ben Thompson be let off this time with a reprimand.
A reprimand? If you haven't the decency to thank Mr. Thompson, I will. This court expresses its gratitude for assistance rendered Marshal Earp and dismisses his asinine charges against you. You and Thompson aren't friendly. Yet he saves your life at the risk of his own. Greater love hath no man than that. You'd better learn some common humanity, young fella.
Yes.
Sure am sorry, Wyatt.
You played the hand the way you saw it. Oh, what have you done about this girl, Lolita?
Lolita. You know, I plumb forgot about her when I heard that young Jim North was...
Well, that's all over now. You just take care of that girl.
Yes, sir. Right away, Wyatt. Believe me.
I'm going over to the hotel, and I want you to send word over to me there that she promised to behave.
I'll marry her. Anything.
Good. Wait a minute. You can't marry her. You're already married.
Lolita don't know that.
That's bigamy.
Don't get sore.
Well, I'm not sore. It's just that I want you to stop making trouble around here. That's all. Another thing, don't go around saying that you love me like a brother. If you're going to say anything, say that you hate me.
Okay, Wyatt?
What's the matter? Not so loud.
She's after me. Shut the door.
Who's that? Come here.
Oh! She's after me. Stop me. Oh!
Where'd you get
Here. It's bleeding. I can feel it.
Let's get to Dr. Fabric's office. And you stay here. You're under arrest.
I told you I'd get her. Let me go. You let me go.
Come on.
Ben's best friend. You take sides with that Millie Spencer. Fine friend you are.
Marshal Earp, what's all this?
Felonious assault, Your Honor. This is Lolita Ryan. She cut a girl with a knife.
Oh, next time I'll really cut her.
That'll do, young woman. Other girl badly hurt?
Not too bad, sir. According to Dr. Fabric, it's just a cut in the rib.
And where did this affray take place?
In Wyatt's room at the hotel, Judge.
Really?
She's
now, wait a
nothing but
minute.
a dyed-haired, blind crybaby. She ran into Wyatt's room to make trouble with Ben and me.
Ben? Not Ben Thompson.
Yes, sir. I told Wyatt last night he must make Ben get rid of this girl. But does he help? Oh, no. Ben must be loco. He picks a John Law for best friend.
Marshal Earp?
Yes, sir?
I was never under the impression that you and Thompson were friendly.
Well, we're fairly good
He
friends.
pretends to be Ramon and Romulus with Ben. He lets him come into Wichita and open up the Orient Saloon. But does he help him get rid of Millie? Or no? Look at me, Judge. If you were Ben's true friend, would you let Millie make trouble?
I haven't seen Millie.
Well, she's one of...
Silence. Well, I guess we'll have to lock her up. Deputy?
Lock me up? For how long?
Until tonight, we have no place for female prisoners to sleep.
Okay. You're a nice man. You tell Ben Thompson to get rid of that Millie, and as for you...
That'll do. Put her in the old courtroom and ask Mrs. McGee to keep an eye on her.
Yes, sir.
You take Millie. You can have her.
Come on.
I can make a fair guess as to what happened. You gave Thompson a break, and he kind of latched on to you.
Yes, sir.
Well, it can't go on, Wyatt.
I know it.
I'd explain matters in a nice way and suggest that he leave town.
Yeah, I guess that's the way it's going to have to be.
You don't seem too happy about it.
I just can't order him out of town, Judge. I mean, he's clean as far as the law is concerned.
But with his great devotion to you, he'll go as a personal favor, won't he?
Yeah, I reckon he will. I guess Ramon will just have to part with Romulus.
Wyatt's outside. Says he's got to talk to you.
Did he look sore?
He didn't look too happy.
That Lolita. She ought to be pistol whipped.
What am I going to tell Wyatt?
Well, tell him I'm here. I don't hide from my friends.
Oh, look, Ben. Lie to him just once. Tell him you ordered Millie and Lolita to get out of town. This is the best gambling spot we ever had.
I don't lie to my friends either. Now you get out there and tell him I'm here. Door is open.
I suppose you heard what Lolita did to Millie, huh?
You got a right to be sore, Wyatt. Real sore.
Being sore ain't the point. The point is it's liable to keep on happening.
You want me to leave?
It'd be a big favor.
You just think it would.
I know it would.
Sit down. Wyatt, tomorrow's Sunday.
There's no rush.
That ain't what I mean. You plan to go to church in the morning or in the evening?
I don't know. Why?
You aim to go at all?
Yeah.
Where are your guns?
I don't wear my guns to church.
Well, wear them tomorrow and watch behind every bush and tree. Look, Wyatt, I'm leveling with you. That dance hall crowd has brought in 2 men to bushwhack you.
Oh, that's just talk, Ben.
No, it ain't just talk. Now, that's what you said when I told you about that North kid gunning for you, too. And I saved your skin that time, but you're too big-headed to admit it. You're big-headed and you're stubborn. And you got some fool idea that you can handle everything all by yourself.
I've done all right so far.
So far. And you're good with a gun, sure, but you can't take on all of Douglas Avenue all by yourself. And these men tomorrow, they ain't going to give you a chance for a stand-up gunfight. They're going to cut you down as you walk on your way to church. Now, can't you get that through your thick skull?
Would you mind leaving on Monday?
All right. All right. I'll leave Monday, and you go right ahead and get your inside shot out, and I won't give a hoot. I won't even send no flowers.
Well, now you begin to sound like the old Ben Thompson I used to know.
I ain't your friend, and I never was.
Good. So long, Ben.
Goodbye. And have a nice long sleep on Boot Hill.
You and him have a row?
Yeah.
Say, that's great. He tried to order us out of town?
That chance he's got of making it stick, he'll be dead tomorrow. And I can stop it, too. But I won't. I'm not even going to lift my little finger. Let him die.
Hold on.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Murdoch. I see you've been working late again, huh?
I just heard a wild sort of a rumor, but it worried me.
The bushwhacker talk, huh?
Yeah. An ambush somewhere on this side of town.
Near church.
But if you knew about it, where are your guns?
Mr. Murdoch, I thank you for the warning, but well, if I was going to look for a hole every time some drunken cowhand said he was going to bushwhack me, I'd have to crawl underground like a prairie dog.
Yes, but look,
now, you go on home and get shaved. I'll see you at church.
Listen,
I'll
Wyatt.
see you later.
if he wears his guns.
It won't do him any good if he does wear them.
Get set, here he comes.
Quiet, get down! Get up!
So long, Wyatt. You seen your pal? Thanks, Ben.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told. Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
For many months, Wyatt Earp, as Marshal of Wichita, Kansas, had managed to stay clear of feminine entanglement. This took some doing, since numerous young women set their caps for the handsome Mr. Earp. But Miss Mamie Perkins, a church organist, had that mysterious charm which appealed mightily to Marshal Earp, and almost succeeded in proving the frontier adage which stated, "For most men, women are slow, but to a peace officer, they can be quick death."
And stay inside the city limits. Don't cross the city limits, boys. I don't aim having any trouble with Earp. All right, Kennerly, come on out and face the music. Go on back to camp. I don't want to have to shoot any more of you. Let's get him now, Fogg. No, wait a minute. You can't hide in Wichita forever, George. And when you do come out, we'll be watching every road. I ain't riding with the Fogg McMurray crowd no more. If you want to go on living, Fogg, you and the boys better hit the trail. Now get going. We got him holed up. When he does come out, we'll kill him. And that'll keep Earp and his deputies from getting after us. Let's get back to camp. Come on.
Church this morning.
I had a little trouble down at Denver Jones's.
Oh, I was wondering about the guns. Was anybody hurt?
No.
Now just look, I walked all the way downtown with you.
Exercise is good for you, Miss Mamie.
No, but I should be home helping Mama fix Sunday dinner.
Now, how come you spent so much time on me? Is there something you need my help to handle? A favor you want to ask me?
certainly not. How can you think so cynically of me?
Miss Mamie, I am a little bit in love with you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. If something's worrying you, why don't you tell me? Maybe I can help.
You're sweet. And I'm just a wretched little fraud.
Miss Mamie.
No. Just try and forgive me.
Wyatt, can I talk to you a minute?
Huh?
Can I talk to you a minute?
Yeah. Well, what's up?
I've been worried about you.
Oh, please, no brotherly lectures, huh?
Can't we just call it brotherly advice?
Sit down.
I've lived in Wichita a long time. I know Mamie Perkins and her folks.
Look, it's not that serious.
Yes, it is. I wish you'd stop seeing her, Wyatt.
Why?
I can't tell you. It wouldn't be fair to Mamie. Perhaps what happened a couple of years ago is over and done with.
What are you trying to tell me?
It's nothing disgraceful. She's a real fine girl. It's just that, well, if you've made up your mind to marry her and she's willing, no problem. You have my blessings. Is that the way it's going to turn out?
Mamie's not in love with me.
And I'm right.
There's another man. Is that what you're trying to say? Well, come on, tell me.
I'm Marsh Murdoch, a newspaper man, remember?
Now, what's that got to do with the price of apples?
Well, I'm something like a lawyer, a doctor. I'm told things in confidence that I can't repeat. Not even to my best friend.
Oh.
All I ask is that you stop seeing Mamie. I think it's good advice.
Well, I think it's good advice, too. But I can't take it.
You mean you still hope that she might change her mind?
No. But I'm still fond of Mamie, and she's in some kind of trouble. And seeing as you won't tell me what it is, I'm going to keep on trying to persuade her to tell me.
That's plain blind stubbornness.
You're right.
Where's your pride? The whole town's whispering about you and Mamie.
Well, tell them not to whisper. They should speak up.
No, now look, Wyatt, you could marry a half a dozen girls just as pretty. Several of them are ready to fall in love with you for keeps.
Really think so?
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, right now, I'm interested in Mamie.
All right, be stubborn. You're the one who'll get hurt. You ought to have that thick skull cracked open. Your brain needs air or something.
Howdy, Uncle Tad.
Why, George, bless my soul.
You old rascal, you don't look a day older.
Oh, quit blarneying me. Where you been keeping yourself, George?
Oh, I've been batting around. Say, fix me up with a room, huh? Boy, I'm thirsty. I'm hitting for the bar.
Wait a second, son. You gotta check your guns on the rack yonder. Marshal Earp is very strict.
I heard about him. He's been trying to cut me out with Mamie Perkins, ain't he?
Well,
No, now, it's no secret, Uncle Tad. Man told me up at Fog McMurray's cattle camp about a week ago. I figured it was time I was getting back to Wichita.
Fog McMurray? You ain't been riding with him.
Oh, now, shh. Had a little argument with Fog about me quitting his outfit. So I had to slap him around a little. I'm really dry, Uncle Tad. See you later.
Hold on, Cheyenne.
Huh? Who are you?
It's Marshal Earp, George.
There's the rack. Take off your guns.
So you're Wyatt Earp. Well, you're a mighty good-looking fella. I can see how Mamie might kind of forget.
You're a friend of Mamie's, huh?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sore at you. They tell me you're trying to cut me out with Mamie.
Now, George.
You know, I got a good mind to gun you.
Try it.
Okay. Hey, man, you're fast.
I'm buckler.
Sure. I ain't stupid. Are you any good with your fists, Earp?
Yes, he is. Now, George, you go on in the bar and have your drink. George is one of our hometown boys, Mr. Earp. He's been away from Wichita a couple of years. No use for you to quarrel with the marshal.
Well, Earp's too fast for me to gun him, Uncle Tad. I gotta teach him a lesson somehow. Hey, how about taking off your guns and stepping out and back?
Be glad to.
Oh, George, you never did have good judgment. What would Mamie think of me if I didn't fight for her? You know, a woman wants a man to be brave, Uncle Tad. Besides, I'm as big as he is, and I weigh more.
Anytime.
My name's Kennerly. They call me Big George. Now, I gotta teach you to stay away from Mamie. But it'd feel better if we shook hands.
No. Come on.
Well, now he's sore. What right has he got to be sore? You tried to pull a gun on him. Well, he tried to steal my girl. That ain't any reason for us hating each other. Oh, say, call a doctor, will you, Uncle Tad? Now, no expense to the hotel. I'll pay for checking on him after the fight. Oh, George. George. Man, you sure can fight. Rest yourself a while.
Oh, come on.
Stop it! Stop! Oh, George! Oh, my darling!
Hi, Mamie.
Oh, George, you're all bloody. Oh, you big brute. You just did this because you're jealous of him. George, honey, I love you, and I waited and waited for you to come home.
No, it's all right, Mamie. Well, I gotta get up and fight now.
Oh, no, I won't let you. Let me in. I'll give him a good
No,
punch
Mamie, you
myself.
can't do that. You can't do that. He can't hit you back.
Let me punch you.
No, Mamie. All right. I'm licked. I give up.
All right.
Mamie, you shouldn't have said all those things to Earp. I'm the one that started the fight. And boy, he sure did accommodate me.
Who's dead?
Nobody.
Skin your knuckles. Who you been fighting?
Big George Kennerly.
Marshal Earp didn't hurt him much, Doc. He's out there now talking to Mamie Perkins.
Big George, huh? So that young idiot came back to town. He quit riding with Fog McMurray, huh?
Says he did.
Oh. Wyatt, you and I better have a conversation.
About what?
The impending decease of Big George Kennerly. Walk back to the office with me. No, this way. I came in through the bar. I go out through the bar. Superstitious. That's what you get for sparking around Mamie Perkins. Big George may think he quit Fog McMurray's gang, but nobody quits him.
Fog's just a dirty cattle rustler, you know that.
A road agent and a crazy killing fool. Well, you gonna let George get killed?
I don't care what happens to him. He wants to turn rustler, that's his business, not mine. Now, why didn't you and Mr. Murdoch tell me that girl was in love with George? Fine, loyal friends you are. You never said a word.
Well, we was hoping.
Hoping what?
Well, we was hoping that Mamie would fall out of love with George and lead you into the bondage of matrimony. She sure missed the boat on that one. As a matter of fact, I had a $5 bet even that she'd get you roped.
It wasn't ever that close.
Oh, now, Wyatt, it was that close.
Well, it's over now.
Are you going to let Fog McMurray and his boys cut George down?
Now, they won't come into Wichita.
Oh, that's true. They're just probably laying outside of town, waiting for him. But that's no concern of yours.
No, it isn't. My authority ends at the city limits. Furthermore, I don't care even
George, just tell me the truth. There's a lot of bad men after him. Oh, Mr. Earp, can't you help him?
Look, I got my house calls to make.
Oh, wait a minute, Doc.
Now, you just shut the door when you're through talking.
Wait a minute!
I know I did wrong, Mr. Earp. I should have explained to you about George.
Yep.
I thought I was over it. I didn't know if he'd ever come back.
Well, Miss Mamie, he sure come back.
In trouble, though. Because he wants nothing more to do with those men. Because he wants to quit his wild and foolish ways and settle down.
Wants to reform, huh?
Oh, yes, he does. If you help him. I know we haven't any right to ask it. First thing George did was pick a fight with you, and when I think of what I did. But I haven't any pride, and I'm scared. Look, George doesn't know I came here, but you're the only one who can help us.
I don't know why I should, do you?
Well, yes. Because you're you.
That makes a lot of sense. I'll see what I can do.
I'm so glad you didn't really fall in love with me. I'd never have been good enough.
Go ahead and blarney me a little bit. I like it. All right, where's George?
At the hotel, I put arsenic on his face.
Yeah. You ask him to do you a great personal favor. You ask him not to leave the hotel room, not to go out in the street. You understand?
Yes, of course.
I'll try to locate the men he had the row with first thing in the morning. I think I got a plan to get him out of town.
Isn't it just money they want? I mean, if it's
Well,
money...
I won't know until I talk to him. Now, you get him to promise you to stay in that hotel room. It's important.
Oh, he'll stay there until we hear from you. And I can't thank you. I haven't the words to try.
Wait a minute.
Howdy, boys. Where can I find Fogg McMurray?
Hold it.
Drop your guns. Now, where can I find Fogg?
He's up at the North Road.
Thank you, gentlemen.
McMurray? Yeah, I'm McMurray.
Good morning.
You're kind of off limits, ain't you, Johnny Law?
My name's Wyatt Earp, and this is a social visit.
Oh, so you're Earp, huh? You're the one Big George had the fight with in town last night. Here you kind of took care of him. Well, he deserved it. Plugged a couple of my boys and pushed me around. Of course, I wasn't wearing a gun at the time. What can we do for you, sir?
Well, I noticed that you got all the roads out of Wichita posted.
We're waiting for Big George to come out.
You really don't like him, huh?
If he does come out, he's apt to be dead.
Isn't there any way that he can settle his beef with you?
No, not at all.
That's too bad. I was hoping to get rid of him.
Well, that's simple. Just chase him out and let him pick his own road.
Oh, well, that's going to be a bit of a problem. You see, Big George tried to gun me last night. And, of course, he's awful slow in the draw, but he's liable to try it again.
Oh, so that's what's worrying you, huh?
Yes, sir. You see, well, I haven't ever had to kill a man yet, and, of course, I've wounded quite a few of them, but I sure hate the idea of having to kill a man.
I never heard that before. Here's a Johnny Law that's scared he's going to have to kill Big George. But, son, it don't amount to nothing.
Oh, well, it does in my business, Mr. McMurray. Well, you see, well, I've set a record that the town is mighty proud of, and, well, they expect me to hold to it. And if I was to, well, tangle with Big George in a gunfight, and if he was to die, why, well, there'd be a coroner's hearing and a trial by the city council, and you're determined to keep him bottled up, huh?
More than ever. Looks like you're taking a nasty job off our hands.
Well, not if I can help it, sir. No, sir. I'm going to try and run Big George out.
He runs Big George out, he's going to have to kill him. So just take it easy, boys.
Good morning.
Wyatt, where you been? You had me kind of worried, boy.
You better have a little talk in your room.
Okay. Well, never could beat you playing checkers, Uncle Pat. Hey, listen, see, I checked in my guns and I'm in a real good humor.
Well, Fogg McMurray is not in a good humor.
Oh, shucks. Now, you shouldn't have gone to all that trouble for me. Well, that's mighty generous of you.
Where'd you find Fogg? Another thing, Fogg's got men watching for you on every road. He can't be bought off, and he can't be talked out of it. The only way for you to get out of town is by train.
Sure made myself a heap of trouble.
Well, maybe I can get you out of this if you do what I tell you.
No, sir, I ain't gonna load myself on you. Fogg will have some boys watching the train depot. Best way for me is to make a dash for it by road. Yeah, tonight.
What about Miss Mamie?
Well, there's always something, ain't there?
You were man enough to leave McMurray's outfit for her. Now, why don't you grow up all the way?
Grow up?
Hey, look, why don't you just use some judgment and common sense for a change? You can't shoot your way through that whole McMurray outfit, and you know it. Even if you did, where would you be? Somewhere out in the trail there where they'd just shoot you down like a dog.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Now, sit down and listen to me. I got an idea that might work.
Why do you do this? I got Mamie back from you. Seems to me
None
like...
of your business why I do anything. Now, you gonna listen to me?
Okay, Wyatt. I'm listening with my big mule ears.
And I'm going to marry George and leave this town. My uncle in Kansas City will give him a job. Was that plan so foolish, Doc?
Well, it ain't too realistic.
Now, why do you say that?
Fogg McMurray's got Big George holed up here in Wichita.
Oh, well, Mr. Earp's going to fix that. He promised he'd talk to that awful man first thing this morning.
Talking and fixing is two different things. You know, maybe, I was just wondering.
No?
Couldn't you, by a strong effort of willpower, fall out of love with George?
No, I tried that.
Try again, harder.
Now that he's risked his life to break with those criminals, after he's proved he wants to live a decent and respectable life, Doctor, I'm ashamed of you.
Yes, but Mamie, I made some bets.
Now, I told you.
Come in.
Oh, good news.
Well, it's not bad, Miss Mamie.
Didn't Mr. McMurray...
George is waiting for you to tell you what we have to do over at the hotel.
Oh, fine. I'll see you later.
Don't lie to me. You ain't settled nothing with Fogg McMurray.
You are right. Now on, it's up to you. Yeah.
What?
George's life is in your hands.
What's the matter with him? Is he sick?
He'll soon be dead. And you're going to have to sign a death certificate and put him in a coffin, and then Mamie is going to take him to Kansas City for the interment. She and the remains are leaving on the afternoon train.
You know, I always suspicioned it. I think you got brain fever.
Can you think of a better scheme to get him out of town?
You mean he's going to pretend to be dead?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Look, see, he's going to come out of the hotel to gun me, and we're going to meet out in front of your office. And I'm going to shoot him with a blank, and well, we'll carry him inside here, and you give him a dose of ether.
No! You hear me? No!
Well, wait a minute. It's the only time I've ever asked you a favor.
When did you ever do me a favor?
Well, this is for Miss Mamie.
You got a crust to ask me to falsify a death report on a certificate like that. No! You hear me? Get out of here. Get out! Get out!
All right. It's going to cost you $850.
What?
Remember that claim you made against the government for that patent medicine I lost in the nation's job?
You got the check?
Yeah.
Hand it over.
Oh, I can't. United States Marshal, I got to countersign it first.
Blackmail. It's brigandage. It's illegal.
Well, you know that medicine wasn't worth $850.
You signed the claim.
Then I can unsign the check. So you and I can't be friends anymore.
Good. That's the best news I ever had in my life. Now, wait a minute. Sign the check.
You do your part first.
Oh, you scoundrel!
George, listen to me. Earp's trying to steal my girl. I'm going to gun him on sight.
Where's Wyatt Earp? You seen him? Earp's walking back from the jail to Dr. Reek's office. I wouldn't be in a hurry to meet him, cowhand.
I'll blow him down.
Oh, George. George?
Hey, Earp. All right. Make your move.
You make yours first. Go on, get away from him.
This man is dead. What? We'll take care of it.
Move along, go ahead. Break it up.
carry him inside.
Big news, Fogg. Wyatt Earp killed George in a gunfight about 20 minutes ago.
You see him do it?
No, but I talked to a fellow who was there. Earp got him in the stomach. He was dead when they carried him into dock for briefs.
Still sounds too good to be true. Maybe a few of us better ride into Wichita and make sure. You stay here.
You have to get back to work, Uncle Ted. I'll be all right.
Your folks shouldn't let you to go through all this alone, Miss Mamie.
Oh, they'll be here. They're just late. You better hurry along now. And thank you for everything.
Goodbye, George.
I reckon you're the gal that George got himself killed over. We come to pay our respects.
I'm sure you did.
Why don't we take a look, Fogg? Maybe Herb got the wrong man. Yeah, he may not even really be dead. Just step aside, ma'am.
Aren't you satisfied? Haven't you done enough to us already?
Well, now, you just step aside, ma'am, and I'll put a few more slugs in there, and then...
Look, Murray, put your gun away. Take your men out of town.
All right, son. Congratulations on a good job.
It's all right now, Mamie. Everything will be all right.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told. Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
Last night's steak was the best I ever had, Wiley.
It'll get better.
I don't know how you do it.
Well, it takes a lot of practice. And a perfect memory.
Didn't anybody ever win from you?
Oh, a couple have tried. A couple have cheated.
I bet they were sorry.
Well, I wouldn't know. You see, they're dead now. But like I was saying, Mr. Brandywine, about a perfect memory. I not only remember every card that's been played, but I know right to the dime how much I took in for the house.
Well, just counted it. It comes to a little under $870.
You better count it again. Exactly $300 off.
I don't see how I can make a mistake like that.
Oh, it's possible. I wouldn't have brought it up except it affects my 20% commission. That's an extra $60 for me. If I were you, I'd count it again, boss.
No. I'll take your word for it. Let's see. 20% of 1170 is...
234.
Right. Here you are.
Thank
Morning, Mr. Brandywine.
What do you want, Marshal? I'm not open for business.
Well, I had a few complaints about your faro table, Mr. Brandywine.
Nobody can prove anything.
No, neither can I.
And you're wasting my time.
Well, ordinarily, I don't pay too much attention to these complaints, but when I heard that Max Wiley was working for you, I figured they made sense. Wichita's a nice town, Max.
That's right, Marshal. Real nice.
If you don't mind, I'd like you to leave it.
Just a minute, Marshal. You can't prove a thing that...
No, Marshal, I think I'll stay here. Like you say, it's a real nice town.
You know, Max, I had to arrest you once in Ellsworth. You served a long term, then I run you out of town, remember?
Mm-hmm, I remember.
I can do the same thing here.
On what ground?
Suspicion of cheating.
How are you going to prove anything?
Look, Max, don't push your luck too far. I'm giving you a chance to leave peaceably.
Earp and Ellsworth, you got me for carrying a gun. I'm unarmed now.
You know, you may be the best dealer on the frontier circuit. But to me, you're just a stinking coward.
You can call me any name you want to, Marshal. But you can't arrest me. And you can't run me out of town.
You cheat. And sometimes you get caught at it. But you ain't got the guts to go without a gun, even against an unarmed man.
Look, Marshal, I'm warning you. I don't...
Max, I do the warning around here. Something else I remember about you, too. You're left-handed, aren't you?
So?
So it figures you should be wearing a gun somewhere near your left hand.
Ow!
I've seen these before. You straighten out the arm and a spring shoves a gun down in your hand. Like I said, Max, you're a coward.
Let go of my arm, you hurt me. Ow,
It looks like you're gonna have to rest your gun hand for a while. Now, look, I don't like the idea of putting you in jail and having to feed you for 60 days. So how'd you like to leave town all of a sudden?
All of a sudden, it's a good idea.
Earp, you'll regret this.
Mr. Brandywine, I've regretted a lot of things, but not this, and neither will the rest of the citizens. Now, I want to tell you something. Don't you hire any more crooked gamblers.
You can't prove a thing.
Mister, I've had enough of you and people like you. That's all I'm going to say. Good morning.
And I've had about enough of it. He's meddling in things he's got no right to, and we're paying for it.
And I could show you my books. Business is a way off since he come in as marshal.
Well, complaining about it don't help. As near as I can see, nothing else does either. We tried to get rid of Earp before, remember? With men and Clements. But it didn't work. The way it looks to me, it's the way he says. Well, we leave Wichita.
Sit down. I got an idea. One that'll work.
You said that before.
And after he got rid of men and Clements, John Wesley Hardin came to town looking for trouble, and Earp fixed him, too.
Here's my idea. You know these frontier towns better than any of us. You probably know every gunslinger there is.
Maybe I do. But offhand, I don't know of one man who'd stand up to Earp.
How about two? Two gunslingers working as a team. Suppose you offer them $1,500 to get Wyatt.
$1,500?
We'd each put up a third. Isn't it worth it to run your place the way you want to? You'll make it back in 2 nights.
It's worth it to me.
You think you can find a couple of men who'd,
Not here. Let me think. It seems to me that Yeah. I know a couple of gunslingers who'd shoot their own brothers for $1,500. And after we get a pair of professionals, only one will be in sight. At least that's the way I do it.
I had something like that in mind. Come here. Collins hires the men, and they work it out any way they want. What do you say?
But suppose it don't work out.
It'll work out. Where do you figure you'll go?
Well, maybe Dodge City. Hey, that's a pretty wide open place. Or Abilene, if I have to. There's always a lot of guns for hire in a place like that. And I'm ready to go right now.
Tomorrow morning will be early enough, eh, Tom?
Yeah, I suppose it's all right.
Good boy. I knew you'd come up with something.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Murdoch.
Wyatt, you're in trouble.
What, again?
I mean it. They're plotting to kill you. If you don't do something about this, you're as good as dead.
Look, Mr. Murdoch, there have been plots against me ever since I came to Wichita. You know that.
Oh, Wyatt, but you don't understand.
Now, just relax. Come on, sit down. Got yourself all worked up. It's all part of the job.
Wyatt, this is serious. Believe me.
All right, who is it this time?
Well, Collins is one of them. I suspect Brandywine and Plummer are in on it, too. They've always been pretty thick. They've got the same grievances.
They do. If you mean crooked gambling by grievances.
Wyatt, you've been in any number of dangerous situations since you've been here.
Mr. Murdoch, I appreciate your concern. I'm grateful. Now, what's it all about?
This is a letter from an acquaintance of mine in Dodge City. A man I helped once when he was in trouble.
Hmm? Who is he?
I'd rather not say. He's not a good man, but he trusts me. That's why he wrote me this letter.
All right, I won't ask you again.
Well, Collins is in Dodge City. He's been trying to hire some gunmen. He's gone as high as $1,500.
That's a lot of money.
He hasn't been able to hire anybody yet. The job is too dangerous. You can guess what it is.
Well, I'm complimented.
You know it's only a matter of time before he finds someone. He's looking for a team. 2 men, not 1. Wyatt, you've got to do something.
All right, Mr. Murdoch. Let's assume for the moment that your informant is telling the truth. Now, what am I going to do about it?
Hire some extra deputies, bodyguards. The city will pay for it. I'll see to that.
What kind of a marshal goes around hiring a bodyguard?
Look, you're going to let your pride get in the way of your common sense?
Pride's got nothing to do with it. It's a matter of my own effectiveness. Now, how effective would I be as a marshal of Wichita if I hired somebody to guard me night and day?
That's not the point. The problem is to keep you alive so you can still function here.
Oh, you're wrong, Mr. Murdoch. If I did something like that, I couldn't function at all. If there's any bodyguarding to do, I'll do it. It's my job. I'm supposed to be the bodyguard of Wichita. I like the job, I like the city, and I like the people in it. Most of them.
Sometimes I'm sorry I ever asked you to come to Wichita.
No, I'm not sorry.
I don't know what more I can say, Wyatt. Except if there's anything I can do, I'll do it.
Well, you've already done a lot just by warning me, and I appreciate it. But as far as anything else is concerned, stay out of it. You know, Wichita needs you and your fine newspaper a lot more than it needs me.
I doubt that very much. Wyatt, maybe you can think of something better than the bodyguard idea, huh? Maybe?
Maybe. Thanks again.
Come on, we haven't got all day.
That's it. Afternoon, gents. There's a law here that says...
Whiskey.
Oh, sure. Say, boys, if you want to stay out of
2
trouble...
glasses.
All right. Would you boys mind taking a look at that sign over there?
That the same sign that's on the outskirts of town?
Yeah, that's right. It says you're not allowed to carry fire.
We can read.
Listen, we don't want any trouble in this place. The boss and the law don't get along too well as it is, and we...
Where is he?
Who, the boss?
Yeah.
I'll get him.
Where are they?
That's them over there.
Bring them in the office.
He says, would you mind seeing him in the office?
We don't mind. What do we owe you?
Nothing. It's on the house.
Step right in, gentlemen. After you.
My name's Brandywine, James Brandywine. Sit down, gentlemen. What'll I call you?
It doesn't matter. We won't be here long enough for it to make any difference.
Well, now, what can I do for you?
The way I understand it, we can do something for you, friend.
That may be so. Excuse me for being so careful, but you understand, I want to be sure I'm talking to the right man.
You are. We met your friend Collins in Abilene. He hired us.
Oh, excuse me, just a minute. Collie? Collie!
Yes, sir.
Go next door and tell Tom Plummer I want to see him right away.
Yes, sir.
Plummer's one of my associates also. Oh, by the way, did Collins come with you?
Nope.
Why not?
How do I know? You're asking a lot of questions. Now, look, we came here to do a job for $1,500. Let's either get on with it or forget it.
Oh, gentlemen, please. It's just that, well, I don't want anything to go wrong.
Don't get nervous. Nothing is going to go wrong.
Yes?
It's me, Tom Plummer.
Oh, yes, Tom. Come in. Tom, shake hands with these 2 gentlemen. They're the men we've been expecting.
Howdy.
How about this marshal? Where is he?
Oh, he's probably in his office. He generally is at this time of day. Tell me, do you have some sort of plan?
Yeah. The first part of it. To collect half of the money.
Well,
I told you we'd probably be taking a long ride for nothing.
Wait a minute. We didn't come for nothing like he says. We came to do a job. You don't want us to do it, you pay us anyway. For our trouble. Now cough up with $750.
all right, all right. But we still want you to do the...
Wait a minute.
This...
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. There you are, $750.
All right. Let's get to work.
Do you have some sort of a plan? If not...
Sure we have. I'm gonna walk out in the street and wait for him. You stay by that big front window, and when he gets close enough, let him have it.
All right. Unless one of you've got a better idea.
Well, that's good. That's real simple. We could have done that ourselves.
You still can. Which of you wants to meet him in the street?
I see what you mean.
Well, I think I'll go back to my place.
Marshal, there's a gunslinger outside, waiting right in the middle of the street.
What's he waiting for?
For you. He's dressed all in black and he's wearing 2 white-handled guns.
I guess I better go see what's on his mind, huh?
Shoot. Go ahead and shoot.
Shut up.
What's going on out there? They're laughing.
Let's go outside and see.
Virgil, you old son of a gun, honey. You look wonderful. How have you been?
Just fine, Wyatt. How about yourself?
Hey, where did you get that outfit?
Well, it wasn't easy, Wyatt. Believe me. How about you? Where'd you get that small cannon?
Well, that's my buntline special. It's kind of awkward looking, isn't it? It's very effective for long-range shooting. Funny story how I got it. I'll tell you about it later. Hey, Morgan inside?
He ought to be out any second.
Hi, Wyatt.
Hey, Morgan. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
What's the matter, Mr. Brandywine? You look sick. But you're going to get a lot of rest. You'll be in jail a long time.
On what charge?
Attempted murder. Oh, but before you go, I'd like you to meet Morgan and Virgil Earp, two of my brothers.
No.
That's right. Well, they're new in town, Mr. Brandywine, so would you mind showing my brother where the jail is? Hey, Virgil, was anybody else in on this besides Brandywine and Collins?
There's a fellow named Plummer, saloon keeper. Said he was going back to his place.
I figured he was in on it.
Wyatt, has this fellow Collins showed up with anybody yet?
No, not yet. We'll be waiting for him when he does.
Hope it doesn't take too long. Morgan and I got work to do back in Dodge.
Yeah, I know. Come on, let's go see Mr. Plummer.
Who is it? It's Collins. Open the door.
This here is Mr. Collins.
Mr. Collins?
No need for you to know what my friend's name is. I checked in as Luke McGuire. He's not registered.
Yes, I know. You're very careful.
Where do we find this fellow, Earp?
He patrols Douglas Avenue most of the night.
You pay us now?
No, my friend has the money. You'll get half first and the balance after.
How do we collect after?
Well, my partner will hand you the money through a back window.
Where's the back window?
I'll show you. Meet me on the corner across from Rowdy Cates in 5 minutes.
This is it.
Brandywine. Brandywine. Brandywine.
Yeah?
It's me,
Who's me?
Collins. And I've got our two friends with me.
You have, huh? Good. Don't anybody move.
You heard the man. Don't move.
Well, what's this all about?
You'll find out in jail, Collins. I'll try to fix it up so you have a cell with your two friends, Plummer and Brandywine.
No, wait.
Go on, move! Morgan. yeah, here's the other one. Name's George Chance, alias George Wilson, alias... Well, anyway, he's wanted in Kansas City for armed robbery, McLennan County, Texas for a stage holdup, and Amarillo, Texas for the same thing. Well, it says here he's a very desperate character and will undoubtedly resist arrest.
Better send a correction on that, Wyatt. They didn't cause us any trouble at all.
It was that black outfit of yours. It'd scare anybody.
Well, you think so? Say, Wyatt, what about this $750? What do you think we ought to do with it?
Well, that's up to you, boys. As far as I'm concerned, you earned it.
We wouldn't feel right keeping that kind of money, Wyatt. We'll take out our expenses. You can have the rest.
Well, I don't want to.
Well, maybe you could do some good with it. Must be somebody around here who has a need for something. What are you laughing about?
I was just thinking. The school needs a couple of new classrooms.
Fine. That's a good cause if I've ever heard of one.
You know, I can just see Brandywine's face when he finds out what happened to his money. Oh, thanks. Yeah, this ought to cover your expenses. Look, how do you go about thanking somebody for saving your life?
You don't. That's what brothers are for, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. I hope I can return you the favor someday.
I hope you don't have to.
Come on, Morgan. We better get on our way. So long, Wyatt.
So long, Virgil. Thanks a lot for coming.
Don't drop your line.
I always should do that. Goodbye, Morgan.
Goodbye, Wyatt. Keep yourself out of trouble, will you?
I'll try. Of course, in my job, that's not too easy. Have a good ride.
We'll try to.
You'll hear from us.
Give my love home.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told. Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
One of the toughest problems Wyatt Earp had to repeatedly contend with in taming the wild and lawless cowtown of Wichita was mob rule, when otherwise respectable citizens, and some not so respectable, tried to take the law into their own hands.
Where's that coffee, Tex?
On up.
Morning, Shorty.
How do you do?
How's things at the Rainbow Ranch? Some coffee?
No thanks. Well, we're losing cattle now and then.
You're not the only one. Every ranch of the 100 miles of Wichita has been losing cows lately.
Including us.
Well, maybe the rustling's over with now, after what I just seen.
What'd you see?
I seen Bill Slocum in a gully out between the Salt Flats and Miller Creek.
Well, that's our range.
He had a fire going and a cow roped on the ground.
Whose cow? One of his?
No, Duke. One of yours.
What?
Yeah. I seen the brand plain on her hide.
Maybe Bill Slocum's been doing all this rustling all along, Duke.
Sure looks like it.
Using a running iron, I reckon.
Now, I didn't exactly see him use the running iron. It might be that he had that cow tied up for some other reason.
Sure. Why else would he have a fire going? Unless to heat up an iron to change a brand.
Yeah. Why else?
You know, we ought to make a call on Bill Slocum. Teach him the error of his ways, Duke.
Sit down, Shorty.
No thanks, Duke. I got to go back to Rainbow. So long, fellas.
Thanks for the information,
So long.
Shorty. Now we get that river bottom land that Bill Slocum claims is his for nothing.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's a good thing we got Shorty for a witness.
Sure is. No one would believe it if one of my riders claimed he saw Bill rustling. Tex, you better get the boys. We're going to a party.
Where do I pick up Bill? At his ranch?
No, he'll be at the cattlemen's meeting this afternoon in Wichita. We'll take him in hand there.
You think that's a good idea? White Earp might cause us some trouble.
This happened out of town. It isn't any of Earp's business. And if he's as smart as people claim he is, he'll be looking in the other direction when we pick up Bill.
You're the boss.
Is the meeting over? Hi, Moss. Bill?
What?
Mr. Delaney, how'd the meeting end up?
Oh, like all meetings, a lot of talk, no action. Me, I'm a man who wants a little action.
Like what?
Well, I'd rather not say. But one thing I do know, if I lose many more cattle to the rustlers, I'm going into bankruptcy.
Maybe you ought to hire a couple of range detectives yourself.
There you are, Moss.
No, I can do my own detecting. If I catch anyone following my herds around, I'll string them up to the tallest tree in Kansas.
That wouldn't be very wise, Mr. Delaney.
You got a better idea?
Yeah, you catch anybody rustling, you ought to turn them over to the proper authorities and let them give them a fair trial.
Fair trial? Why, the courts would let a man like that go scot-free 9 times out of 10.
Well, if he's innocent, naturally. You forget that all of us are innocent until proven guilty. I'll see you.
Yeah. Well, it's plain to see he's got no cows to lose. Earp or no Earp, if I catch me a rustler, I'm going to see just how far his neck will stretch. Well, so long, Bill. Say hello to the wife and the young uns.
Right.
Somewheres, Bill?
Going in that saloon if it's any of your business, which it ain't. Says he's going in for a drink, Duke.
You haven't got time for that drink, Bill. There's your horse. Get on it.
What's the idea of pulling a gun on me? Get on your horse like Duke says.
Put him on his horse.
Where are we taking him, Duke?
The Cottonwood Grove at Cowskin Camp.
Where? Duke Wilson and his boys just buffaloed Bill Slocum. They're taking him out of town. I heard Duke say something about the Cottonwood Grove at Cowskin Camp. Looks like they plan to lynch Bill.
You all set, Tex?
All set, Duke.
Shorty Beckett saw it all, so we have proof, if we need it.
No use my telling you you got the wrong man. You know who's been doing the rustling around here.
Much obliged for the river bottom land, Bill. After you slip the noose over his head, I'll hit the horse.
Get that rope off that horse and turn it loose.
You're sticking your nose into something that's none of your business, Wyatt.
Well, I figure lynching's every man's business, Duke.
Your authority don't extend beyond the town limits of Wichita.
You must be mistaken. Seems to me I got quite a lot of authority right here in my hand. You can't kidnap a man on our main street and bring him out here to hang him, or did somebody forget to tell you that? All right, Tex, cut him loose. I said cut him loose!
That's for past favors.
Man's a proven rustler, you know that.
Yeah, who proved it?
Shorty Beckett saw him using a running iron on one of my cows this morning.
Why, you...
Take it easy, Bill. That's hard in the knuckles. Go and climb on your horse. We'll start back to town.
Well, I guess we know now how you feel about rustlers, Mr. Wyatt Earp.
Look, proof of a man's guilt is only decided by a court of law. If you get any charges to bring against Mr. Slocum, you do it in the proper manner. We'll have a trial by judge and jury. They'll decide whether your charges are true or not. That's the way civilized people do it, Duke, just in case you're interested.
You haven't heard the last of this.
What are you going to do about it, Duke?
Tex, you hightail back to the ranch with the boys and get your guns. Meet me at Allen's Corner about an hour before sundown.
All right.
Heard about things like lynching parties, but that was too close. Wyatt, ever had anything like that happen to you?
No. Never won a noose yet, but I think there are a lot of boys around Wichita that got some hemp all picked out for me.
Mighty awful feeling. You can't do anything about it. You can't reason with anybody. You can't convince them.
Well, I tell you, Bill, half the trouble of being a marshal is trying to protect men from lynch mobs.
If it hadn't been for you, I'd be dead right now. Sure. And what would they have done to those guys if they had lynched me?
Well, they'd have been arrested, tried.
Sure, and I'd have been dead. And the law would have just pointed their finger at them and said, you're bad, bad boys. Isn't that right?
No, you're wrong. They'd have been found guilty. Now, come on, get hold of yourself. Try to think of something else.
All right. All right, what do I do now?
You stay here in jail under my custody. Till I can prove your case one way or the other.
Stay here in jail. You just got through telling me that one of your biggest troubles is keeping away lynch mobs. If you keep me in there, they're bound to try and get me.
Now, look, cool off and try and forget about it. You're going to stay here.
Getting out of here. Now, look, if I'm going to die, I'm not going to do it like a sitting duck. I'm going to take someone with me. Wyatt, you saved my life. I don't want it to be you. Now, get out of my way.
I didn't think you'd fall for anything like that. You know, that gun isn't loaded.
I know that trick, and I know it's loaded.
Well, if I were you, I'd break it open and make sure.
I know that trick, too, and I know it's loaded.
Are you sure, Mr. Slocum?
Don't make me pull the trigger, Wyatt.
You know, I keep that gun unloaded because it's a good test on prisoners. I've had a couple of them pull the trigger on me.
You're bluffing. I'm sorry, Wyatt. I could have killed you. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think you wanted to really pull that trigger.
No, I guess it didn't. Look, doesn't that prove to you I'm innocent?
No, it just proves you're not a murderer. It's a long road from rustling cattle to shooting a man in cold blood.
But I am innocent.
Then you ought to be willing to stand trial. The lynch mob, they don't go by the law and they don't go by evidence, but the judge and jury will.
How do I know
Settle
that?
it in court, Bill. Otherwise, you're going to have that thing hanging over your head the rest of your life, and I can't keep you in protective custody forever.
All right, put me on trial.
Good. I'll make the arrangements with Judge Jewett.
What? Sure want to thank you.
Come on, I'll put you in. So.
Well, thanks, boys. I'll tell the marshal.
Where?
Duke Wilson and his men are in the joints around Keno Corner talking up a mob to come after Bill Slocum.
I had the scheduled time pretty well. That's why I'm eating supper now. I didn't think I'd have time for it later.
He's got a lot of half-drunk troublemakers ready to follow him.
Drunks usually make up the major portion of any mob.
You might need the townspeople to back you up. Shall I ring the triangle, Wyatt?
No, don't ring the triangle. I think the best way to handle a lynch mob like this is for me and my deputies to try and reason with them. If I had a mob backing me up, too, it's liable to bring on the fight they're all spoiling for. Cause wholesale slaughter on both sides. Come on. Here they come.
That's far enough.
You're digging your own grave, Wyatt. We want Bill Slocum. Now get out of our way or we'll mow you down.
Duke, you take one more step toward me and I'll kill you.
Go on, Duke. Don't let that Tim Horn bluff you.
If any of you think I'm bluffing, just take one step forward. I got 5 slugs in here and 2 barrels loaded with buckshot to spray both sides of the street. Between them, I don't think I could miss more than half of you. Well, Mr. Delaney, I'm surprised to see you with this irresponsible bunch. Most of them half drunk, all of them just itching to string somebody up. They don't care who or what the reason is. I guess the opinion I once had of you being a fair man was all wrong.
Well, I've been losing a lot of cows lately, Wyatt. And I sure feel any man that's a rustler should be strung up to the highest tree in all of Kansas.
Well, I'm not saying a rustler shouldn't be punished, Mr. Delaney. But why don't you let the law decide what punishment should fit the crime? Let them carry it out.
Law? With a rigged jury, I reckon.
The jury will be made up of cowmen. Now, who'd be better qualified to decide whether a man's a rustler or not than men like yourself?
Then you figure to give Bill a trial? Not let him go loose like Duke here claims?
Bill's going to trial tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. A charge of rustling. Judge Jewett tells me he's planning on having you as foreman of the jury.
Well, maybe he's right. Maybe that's the right way to do it.
Oh, no, he's just trying to grease you up, Jeff.
You lied to me when you said Wyatt figured to let Bill go free.
Yeah, what makes you think he won't?
Because one thing about Wyatt, he don't lie. If he says Bill Slocum's going on trial, and with me, foreman of the jury, well, then that's so. Come on, break it up. What are you hanging around here for? Come on.
Hold it! All you men are carrying guns in violation of a city ordinance. Before you start back to your saloons, you walk ahead of me to Judge Jewett's office and pay your fines. Guns are not to be worn within the city limits of Wichita. In the future, I advise you all to remember that. It'll save you a lot of money.
Now get walking.
Go on, move! Well, good evening, Bill. I had your dinner, huh?
Yeah, I didn't eat very much. I lost my appetite.
I got word out to your wife. Told her you'd be staying in town tonight on business. Didn't want her to worry about you.
Much obliged. Oh, and thanks, too, Wyatt, for stopping that gang of drunks from pulling me out of here.
Don't forget it. Now, you're going to stand trial at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I think you're innocent, Bill. But thinking's not enough. I got to have proof. Otherwise, that jury just might see fit to bring in a verdict of guilty. You know what that means?
I thought a man had to be proven guilty, not innocent.
Well, that's the usual way. But everyone's a little touchy about losing cattle. They're just liable to let the circumstantial evidence carry enough weight to prove your guilt. Now, you better give me some idea where I can locate most of your herd, and I'll take a ride out there first thing in the morning and have a look-see. Maybe we can figure out something. Morning, Mr. Earp. Oh, good morning, Mr. Grimmick.
What are you doing up so early?
Well, I came to get my horse, but my key doesn't work.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I changed the lock. I'm going to have to give you a new key.
Well, I'm glad you finally told me about it.
Oh, you want your horse, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to take a little ride in the country.
Well, this is kind of a funny day to be taking a ride. I heard there's going to be a big time over in town today. What with Bill Slocum standing trial and all.
Yeah, well, I'll be back in plenty of time for that.
Court's in session. Quiet in the courtroom. We have the case against Bill Slocum, accused of rustling. Stand up, Bill. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty, of course.
You don't need that, the course in there. Simmer down, Paul. Bill wants to emphasize the fact that he thinks he's innocent. Let him. I don't see the counsel for the defense. Any of you gents know where Wyatt Earp is?
What's Wyatt Earp got to do with the trial, Judge?
He's going to act as defense counsel.
Ain't that a little irregular, Judge?
Well, it would be ordinarily, but Wyatt asked me if he could. I said yes, which makes it regular.
Well, I guess it don't matter much, seeing as how we got enough evidence to hang Bill anyway. Only hope Wyatt ain't as fast with his tongue as he is with his guns.
Now, let's get on with the case. Wyatt will show up at any time. Bill, you better step over here at the stand and give us your side of the story.
Raise your right hand, place your left hand on the Bible. You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Stand.
And you'll never get a cowman to believe that you had that fire burning for any reason but to heat up a running iron.
Like I said, I roped that cow before dawn. I had to wait for it to get light.
What were you doing putting your rope on a Duke cow? She ain't your property.
While I was waiting for it to get light enough to see that Duke brand plane, I started the fire to fix my breakfast.
Why were you so curious about the brand on a Duke cow? To see if you could blot it out some way?
I've been losing a lot of stock lately, both cows and calves, and I thought that cow was mine. I was certain of it.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
In my courtroom, Wyatt?
Oh, nothing will go wrong, I assure Your Honor.
Proceed.
Are you trying to say that you think Duke Wilson's been stealing your cows?
I am, and I was trying to prove it.
It ain't bad enough that you rustle from a man, but you got to turn around and accuse him of doing it to you.
I'd like to say a few words to all of you.
I object, Judge. I got the floor here, and I intend to keep it.
Let Wyatt speak his piece. He's gone out and gotten some evidence. Maybe it'll settle this case.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Murdoch, would you give me a hand?
Glad to.
Now, one of the things you cowmen should have taken into consideration before taking for granted that Mr. Slocum here was the rustler was the almost impossible task for Bill to change a brand like Duke, which has got 4 letters in it, into his own brand, the bar D, which has only got 1 letter with a small bar running through it. Now, if for no other reason, I figured Bill was innocent because of this. But now take a look how easy it is to change Bill's bar D brand into the Duke brand, simply by blotting out the small bar that runs through the D on the branding iron and adding the 3 letters U-K-E. Now, if you excuse me, I have a witness I'd like to bring in. Now, whose cow would you say this was?
Well, that's one of Bill Slocum's cows. Got his brand, Bar D.
All right. We know it's Bill's cow. Now, Mr. Delaney, it's pretty easy, isn't it, to tell which calf belongs to which cow?
Easiest thing in the world. The calf ain't hers, the cow won't have nothing to do with it.
All right, now, if this cow had a calf, what brand would be on the calf?
Ooh, the same brand as the cow, of course.
The Bardee brand, in other words.
Yeah?
Well, now, what if the calf had a different brand than the Bardee?
Well, that'd be rustling, plain and simple.
And, Mr. Delaney, how would you identify the rustler?
The rustlers would be them that's got their brand on the calf.
Thank you. Mr. Grimmick?
Well, look at that. It's Duke what's the rustler. It ain't Bill Slocum.
You two stay there.
Let us have them two, Wyatt. We'll give them what they figure to give to Bill Slocum. Only we'll give it to him proper.
Order. That's a fine way for a jury to behave.
Your Honor, I'll put these two men under arrest.
Good. And I'm dismissing the case against Bill Slocum.
I'd like to say a few more words, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, Wyatt.
Now, you men got to get it through your thick skulls that the days of lynching are over on this frontier. If you continue ignoring the law, you can bet your bottom dollar we'll never get out of the woods at all. Ollie, I want to take him to jail. We got a nice cell and 2 bunks waiting for him.
Orders adjourned.
Just saying thanks doesn't sound like much, but thanks a lot. Gotta be getting on my way. My family will start worrying. See you soon, Wyatt.
See you, Bill.
Come on, baby.
Go on. You did a fine job, Wyatt. You saved Bill's life.
Well, I tell you, Mr. Murdoch, you got to kind of give credit where credit's due. Had quite a bit of help from that calf and its mother.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told. Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
In 1875, while Wyatt Earp was Marshal of Wichita, many Indian tribes like the Comanches, the Apaches, and the Sioux had refused to make peace with the United States government. This warfare was to reach its climax a year later when the Sioux and their allies massacred General George Custer and his men in the Battle of the Little Bighorn. But for many months prior to this tragedy, renegades were selling contraband rifles to the unpacified tribes.
You Marshal Earp?
Yes, sir.
Captain Benteen, the 7th Cavalry.
What can I do for you, sir?
Well, here's a message from 2 Indian friends of yours. The Indian carrying it was wounded. Our patrol found him.
It's for Mr. Brother and Mr. Cousin. Sit down.
Thank you.
They've been very good friends.
We feel the same way about them, Mr. Earp. We've used them as scouts. Now they've been nabbed by the Hoss Daggett gang, if we've read the message right.
The Daggetts operate in Oklahoma territory, don't they? Wasn't the Army doing something about this?
We've signed peace treaties with the Cheyennes, the Pawnees, and the Osage. Washington doesn't want us to go into Oklahoma territory with troops. The Indians would resent it.
But it's all right for me to go in there, huh?
Well, that's why I'm here. The general wants to deputize you as a United States Marshal. Now, you'll need a good posse. The Daggetts never have less than 50 guns in their outfit. Now, this is merely an official request, not an order, Mr. Earp. Of course, if you feel that you lack the experience...
Captain, when you have friends that are in trouble, you try and help them. I was just wondering why Daggett grabbed them.
Well, we don't know, except that it must be big medicine. Hoss Daggett isn't holding the brother of Yellow Hand and the cousin of many battles without a very serious reason.
Well, Hoss is liable to get himself scalped.
Well, I'm glad you realize this isn't any 10-teepee affair, Mr. Earp. Your friends may have extremely valuable information. Also, we can't have Yellow Hand and many battles on the warpath. But, as I said, if you feel that a man with more experience...
No, I'll go. You got the paper deputizing?
Right here. The government will pay for your posse and all necessary expenses.
Good. I'll go tonight.
That soon? Well, the general's usually right. He says that when two smart Indians appeal to a white man for help, they usually pick the best one they know. Good luck, Mr. Earp.
Thank you, Captain.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Bring that back.
Oh, come on, Doc. Get out of the way, will you? These are heavy.
I know it's heavy. It's valuable, too. Set it down there, Wyatt. I want to talk to you.
Oh, now, come on. We've been through this before.
Yeah, I know. You're a pretty fast talker, Wyatt. I must say, the more I think about your idea, the less I like it.
What's going on, Doc? Moving?
Moving, he says. No, but I might as well be moving. I let this crazy man talk me out of $850 of good, fresh medicines.
Well, sounds like a story here. Well, it's nothing for publication. It's a government job. I'm taking this medicine into the Oklahoma territory.
He's not only committing suicide, he admits it.
Come on, let's hear it. All right, Mr. Brother and Mr. Cousin are in trouble. Who? Well, they're two Indian friends of mine, and they got themselves nabbed by the Hoss Daggett gang. Well, why all the medicine? I'm going to go in there disguised as a patent medicine doctor. It's the only way I can get into the Daggett camp. Pretty risky to try and save two Indians.
I not only lose my medicine, but I also lose my good and former friend Wyatt Earp.
Oh, don't give me that stuff. You know this hogwash isn't worth a cent, and you know it. All the drug houses send them free samples.
Only 5% are free samples. Besides, who's going to believe you're a doctor?
You know, you look terrible.
I feel terrible. Well, stop that. That's the way he hypnotized me into agreeing to do this thing in the first place.
Don't move, friend. This is your lucky day. Yes, sir, come in a little closer. Now, this is your lucky day, sir, because I am going to give you absolutely free one large-size bottle of Dr. Livermore's kidney remedy. Oh, now, don't thank me, sir. No, sir. After all, I always say, what's money compared to a happy kidney? Oh, if I can save you, sir, what's the rest of it?
If I can save you, I will not have passed this way in vain.
Oh, yeah, if I can save you, I would have not have passed this way in vain.
That's good, Wyatt.
It would be very funny if it weren't so tragic. I've written columns about the Daggets, Wyatt. They're real bad people.
That's right. You tell him.
If you must go, take a posse.
Oh, no posse.
What did those Indians ever do to justify your risking your life?
Well, they tracked Bill and Ben Thompson in the bushwhacker country near Ellsworth for me. They risked their lives.
I can hire Indians to track anybody anywhere for $5.
I ain't going to let you do it, Wyatt.
Well, there's nothing you can do to stop me. Well, sir, I've been deputized as the United States Marshal, and I have the authority to seize any supplies that I deem necessary for the performance of my duty.
So you're going to beat me down with words again, huh?
Well, look, why don't you just consider it as a loan? If I have to sell any of that stuff to make it look legitimate, well, you'll be getting all the proceeds. That is, of course, providing that, as you say, that medicine is harmless.
What? Why, I'll take a dose out of each and every one of these bottles. It's 90% grain alcohol. Get me a spoon.
Never mind, I take your word for it. What's in the other 10%?
It's calomel and quinine. It won't cure anybody, but it won't kill them either.
Come on, let's get on with our loading. You want to help, Mr. Murdoch? Wouldn't dare say no.
Be careful of the way you handle that one. It's full of laudanum.
Full of what?
Laudanum. It's a sleeping potion.
Drop that and the whole county will go to sleep.
Well, that's good to know. Hey, how do I distinguish it?
You distinguish it by the white line on the outside of the box. And on the inside, the bottles are labeled Dr. Poster's Insomnia Remedy.
Well, I can't leave that one behind.
You ain't leaving anything behind.
Brother still feel bad?
Yes. Stomach.
Why don't he try some of the whiskey?
Too sick. Mr. Daggett, you let me go for a doctor.
Oh, I've already sent for one. It's a long trip. First you get the miseries, cousin, and now brother. You know, a suspicious man who wasn't your friend might think you were fooling.
No. True.
Time's awful short. You're holding up a big deal on them rifles. Anything wrong with the deal, cousin?
You say, go north. Talk to Sitting Bull. Tell Sitting Bull you have many rifles.
Good rifles. Winchesters.
But Sitting Bull, friend with my cousin, many battles. He is friend with his brother, Yellowhead. But Sitting Bull, not your friend, Mr. Daggett.
We've been over all that before. I never cheated Sitting Bull. If he bought cheap trade guns that blew up, he didn't buy them from me.
Sioux people angry. You cheat them, I pay. He pay.
I told you the rifles are good.
You show me rifles, Mr. Daggett.
You calling me a liar?
No. I asked to see rifles 2, 3 days now, I ask.
How do I know you'll go through with your part of the deal? You might tell the soldiers.
We are two. Long way from our people. You have many fighter. We don't want to die.
All right. I'll show you the rifles.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Ain't you Doc Sybil?
Old friend, name's Dr. Turner, but I'd be very happy to help all of you.
You carry Madam Porter's female tincture?
Madam Porter's tincture?
Yeah.
No, I got the elixir, but not the tincture. Your wife in a dilapidated condition?
No wife, Doc.
Oh.
Let me see the elixir.
You want to see the elixir?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, friend. I got everything here you need. You got to open the boxes, though. I got to keep them clothes banging around there in the road a little bit. There.
Sure.
Let's see here. Ah, here we are, first try. Got a lot of boxes there. I think you'll like it.
This is strong as a tincture?
Oh, it's much more powerful. Yes, sir, friend. That's 90% pure grain alcohol.
Well, give her a taste.
It'll cost you 50 cents, Fred.
In advance?
Oh, I'm not running a charity here. No, sir, friend.
Well, it better be good.
Yeah, thank you.
That's fine.
I knew you'd like it.
I'll try one.
I'd be very happy. I've got more in advance, man. Oh, I got a lot in advance. Oh, anyway, I've been thinking of heading in the Oklahoma territory. I understand they got, well, quite a spell of the collar morbus in the nation.
Yep. Got to spell the Daggets, too.
The Daggets, what's that?
Old man Horse Daggett and his crowd.
They sound like outlaws.
I'm a great respecter of you traveling doctors. That's why I'm warning you. Stay wide of the Daggets.
Well, where do they hang out?
Over in the drag-out section, just over the line. You ought to go straight to Wewoka on the Cherokee Trail.
I sure will, friend. I'm not looking for any trouble. And I sure do thank you for warning me. Well, I guess I better be getting on.
Stop him!
Oh!
Hold up! Who are you?
I'm Dr. Turner. I'm selling medicines.
patent medicine peddler.
So he says. Better take him in for Hoss to look at.
That's a nice team of horses he's driving.
Yeah.
You better be what you claim to be, Doc. Old man Daggett don't like to be lied to. Come on, get him going.
I hope you get real sick. Go on, help yourself.
Hey, cut it out. This one's mine.
Oh, no, we matched for first pick. Turn loose of that horse. Turned if I will.
Next time, I'll put one through your skull. Now water them horses good and tie them up. They're mine.
What do you call yourself?
I'm Dr. Turner.
Daggett's the name. Horse Daggett. Ain't you got no better sense than to drive that dry gulch after dark?
I guess not.
Well, it's not bad stuff, Doc.
Quit that! You might be drinking poison, you fools. Go on, clear out of here. We're not as bad as we're made out.
Well, that's real nice to know.
If you're a real doctor and you just strayed in here by mistake, you can have your team back. And I'll make the boys pay for the medicine they took.
Sounds fair enough.
Why, sure. I gotta be awful careful, Doc. See, I'm kind of like your patients. I hanker to keep on living.
I can't say I blame you for that.
Speaking of patients, I've got a sick friend on my hands. He's got miseries in his stomach.
Maybe I can help him.
Of course, you can't never tell about Injuns. Fella might be faking.
Your friend Indian? Sorry, that lets me out.
How's that?
Don't like Indians, I won't treat them.
Yeah? Well, you're gonna like this one. And you're gonna doctor him. I do a lot of business with Injuns, Doc. Get up. My friend's in the shack. He's got a pal with him. You're paying a call, Doc.
I'll pay it. I'm not gonna like it.
What's wrong with him?
Cholera morbus, I think. Can't be appendix. Stomach's not rigid. I better go get some medicines.
You sure he ain't just putting on?
Look, like I told you, I don't like Indians, but this one's sick.
How sick?
Well, I don't know. What do you expect, a complete prognosis in 2 minutes?
Take it easy, Doc. I just want for brother to get well. We've got a deal pending on it.
Well, I don't care nothing about your deal, but if you want this man back up on his feet, you're going to have to do like I tell you.
Sure, Doc. Sure.
Now, just let me get my medicines.
Guard, sleep. All sleep except men on outposts.
Good. Now, Mr. Brother, not really sick, huh?
Ne.
Si, Simmons. Not because Psikalpi.
He says he knew our friend Mr. Earp would come. He's happy.
Sikalpi?
Sikalpi.
Sikalpi.
Sistu Iu, it's gone Dagat Waganasi.
He wants to know when we kill Daggett. Get away from here.
Well, you tell him I haven't worked out a plan yet. But he should still play sick, but not so sick. And that when Daggett comes, he should stand up but not be able to walk. You understand?
Ate te bialto baka haitso Daggett piano.
Piano. Monsikalpi Stisma Nama.
He wants to know where your gun at.
You tell him I got him hid in the wagon. And you also tell him we can't shoot our way out of here. There are too many men. We'll have to use some kind of trick.
Nagalim Bacaldo. Legentreisen Waganasi.
Waganasi.
Waganasi. I'm going to try and get some shut-eye. I'll be back first thing come sunup. You men try and get some sleep.
Tehome.
Tehome.
Tehome. My good friends.
Hey, Doc. What you doing?
None of your business. If you must know, I'm trying to find the right drug for your Indian friend.
The men sure mess things up.
No need to get sore, Doc. How is brother?
Well, he's improving. Just let me alone. I think I could get him cured in a few days.
All right, Doc. I'll turn in. That's how much I trust you.
You better trust me. Another 6 hours delay, and brother had been a dead Indian.
Gosh, Doc. Thanks. Good night. Doc in there?
Yeah, he's in there.
Hey, he does feel better. I told you he did. Come on. Sit up. See if you can walk.
You want to, huh?
Awful weak.
But we thank you for bringing good doctor. We make deal.
Good, good. How soon will brother be able to ride a horse? Couple days.
Not soon enough. Yanehe. But we could travel north in wagon with good doctor.
You could, but you won't.
Hey, that's a good idea.
It's no idea at all. In the first place, I don't travel with Indians. In the second place, I'm heading south, not north.
You're heading where I say, Doc. Brother and cousin have important business north.
Ah, don't be stupid. I'm not going to go...
Shut up, Doc. Might be a lot simpler if you fellas took that wagon without him.
No. Mr. Brother too sick. May need doctor. We wait.
Oh, no. We've wasted too much time already. Doc will go with you. I'll send a couple of boys along to make him behave.
Good. We start.
I'm giving you a break, Doc. Brother and cousin get to where they're going, you can have your team and wagon. If you act real nice, you'll still be alive. Thanks. All right, let's get brother in the wagon.
No.
All right, fellas, get that blanket fixed. Help brother in that wagon.
Come on, brother. Up you go. Up.
Jack, you ride inside. Ollie, ride your horse as an outside guard. Cousin, you'll drive. Doc will ride up front with you. Go on, get in the wagon. Don't worry about Doc. If he gives you any trouble, Jack will give him a good pistol whipping.
Doctor's smart man, Mr. Daggett. He knows this only way he stay alive.
What's the matter with you?
I just want a drink. Do you mind? It's 90% alcohol.
Just one. That's enough. Get him out of here. Oh, Daggett thought he got my only bottle. Well, here's the horse Daggett.
No, you don't. Give me that. Smells like good liquor.
Hey, hold it up there. Hey, Jack, give me a drink of that.
Ah, you don't want none of this. Smells better than it tastes.
I'll be the judge of that. Gimme.
Come on, give it back. You don't want to get drunk on the job. I'll tell Hoss. Give me that pot.
All right.
Come on, let's get going. We got a long way to go. Come on.
That laudanum worked.
He sleep nice.
Slow down. I want to take care of Ollie.
Stop. Gotta catch that horse.
Why you not shoot horse?
Never did nothing to me.
Neither did him. Come on. Let's get him off the wagon. So, brother.
Take his gun, Matt.
All right, get him going. That's Ollie's horse. Something's happened, men. Let's go. Come on. Why, those dirty, double-crossing red rattlers. They must have been in cahoots with that Doc all the time. Doc and the Indians! Kill him! We can't outrun them. Where can we make a fight? Up gully, we shoot from rocks. Go ahead and turn them. Get down. Doc! Doc! You and them Indians, come out with your hands up! All right, they don't think we're going to fight. Let them work in close, and then start shooting slow and steady. You not shoot? No, this is going to be your fight. We thank you. All right, let them have it. This one's mine. Bueno, let his men carry him away. I think we can go the rest of the way at a slow trot. Come on.
Captain. Brother. Cousin, you all right? We got a report of gunfire across the line. Was that you?
Yeah, we had a little run-in with the Daggett gang. They're camped in the dry gulch down their ways.
They have many rifles they plan to sell.
Sell where?
Up north, Sitting Bull.
Thank you. That's all we need to know. Good job, Marshal Earp.
Forward!
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
আপনি কিন্তু দেখতে যথেষ্ট সুন্দরী একজন মানুষ, দেখতে বেশ রোমান্টিক, যেন শেক্সপিয়ারের নাটকের কোনো নায়িকার মতো। ভেবেছিলাম, কিন্তু আপনি তো পুরোটাই মর্মান্তিক। যে কোনো মানুষ আপনাকে দেখে মর্মাহত হতে পারে।
আমার হালকা হতে 1 মাস সময় লেগেছে।
আপনার 1 মাস সময় লাগে? আমার হালকা হতে তো 1 মিনিট লাগে।
আমার কাছে মনে হয় জীবনসঙ্গী এমন হওয়া উচিত যার সাথে আপনি প্রতিটা মুহূর্ত উপভোগ করতে পারবেন, সারাক্ষণ খুনসুটিতে মেতে থাকতে পারবেন। এবং তার মনে এমনভাবে বসবাস করবেন যে আপনার দিকে সে একটাবার তাকালেই বলে দিতে পারবে যে তার বেঁচে থাকার কারণই আপনি।
পথে চলতে চলতে কথা বলতে বলতে কখন যেন হলে আমার
জানি গল্পে গল্পে মিশে অল্পে অল্পে আমিও হয়ে গেছি তোমার।
ছোট ছোট ভুল ফুটে হলো ফুল যে তোমাকে পেলাম,
গুটি গুটি পায়ে স্বপ্নের নাই আমি ভেসে গেলাম।
আপনি কি মনে করেছেন একজন মানুষ আমার জীবন থেকে চলে গিয়েছে এবং আপনি সেই সুযোগটা কাজে লাগিয়ে আপনার ফিলিংসগুলো আমার কাছে এক্সপ্রেস করবেন আর আমি সেটা হ্যাপিলি অ্যাকসেপ্ট করে নিব? এই হচ্ছে আপনার বন্ধুত্বের নমুনা?
রোদের পাখি তোর শহরে আমার মনের স্বপ্ন ঘিরে, ওরে পাখি ওরে সারাক্ষণ তোর শহরে বৃষ্টি হলে ভিজে আমার মন।
Rồi thì xin đấm đầu đấy. Chết mày. Mày. Ô. Ui. Chịu. Một chết không chết. Nhưng mà con quái tí giết con chít. Quái giết con chít xong là nó chết luôn. Quái chít để đâu đấy. Chôn tao. Bài thằng này cũng khỏe à. Mà 229 chưa chết à? Sao rồi? Gặp cái nào mạnh nhất rồi. Sao? Đây đi. Đâu có gì nhất rồi. Thôi bài full rồi nhà xét cơ, đâu có xét. Thảo xét. Tí ăn thằng này à? Thế quả thì mình sẽ xếp bài lệch sang một chút thì sẽ được. Sẽ xét lui sang góc. Chuẩn không vậy. 700 củ anh sẽ rebirth phát nữa. Còn thiếu 6 củ để rebirth lên 660 à. Anh không có rebirth lên 10 400 vòng rồi này. Ông phải qua kỷ lục 430 quay không? 430 lap nhỉ? 119 20 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 kỷ lục mới. Đi record. Rồi 233 kỷ lục mới, qua kỷ lục mới tất 3 lap. Ê thua lại. Phải không? Ê không thua. Mày rồi ăn tao. Rồi có top 4 rồi. Có top 4 rồi. Mình sẽ không phải là cái thằng hộ cái D nữa. Mình cần cái gì rồi? Xẻng rồi cái này ra định mệnh. Được. Ây à, ổn thế nhờ. Một cái gì đây? Một cái nỏ xét à? Một cái nỏ xét rồi. Hay là phụ đơn luôn thằng đéo cho thế. Mình đã trả thưởng 1 đô. Xét cây đam phép mà. Cái thằng này à? Thằng này xếp bài lùi xuống đấy đi. Xong. Bế xua thầy Galileo bên kia. Xếp bài láo hả? Phải bay nhanh như ngựa ấy. Thầy xếp bài láo thì nó mới phù hợp. Ok, sự là phù hợp ấy. Không được, không phù hợp rồi. Sắp đi rồi. Sao Át đứng đây chết nhỉ? Ê thằng khỏe đấy. Đừng quăng Át nữa, làm ơn. Thua rồi. Trừ mấy? Trừ 9 à? Trừ 9, binh top 3. Thằng kia bài ấy mạnh phết. Nếu gì táng tim. Không biết là khỏe. Chia anh mày biết. Bao nhiêu cả tờ nhà anh nữa? 134 ạ. Tớ biết lên cho nhiều phết. 135, 36 160, 36 chuẩn. Léo ấy. Mày tích lẻ. Sắp 1 tiếng rồi. Hàng kia khởi động à? Hàng kia khởi động mùa mới à? Trần Long đấu trường chân ái ghé sự kiện 100 lap à? Tôi vượt qua kỷ lục không ta? Sẽ cần vượt qua kỷ lục ấy 600 triệu coin thì bị vớt tiếp. Đéo bật auto thì vớt được, đéo thì cũng tiền. Bay chọn ông thầy ơi. Uống nước cái 200 lap. Chọn chưa? Ok, không nhận gì được. Thì ai?
ভালোবাসা সুন্দর, ভালোবাসাও সুন্দর। মানুষ নিজের অজান্তেই ভালোবেসে ফেলে।
আমার মনে হয় কি জানেন, আপনার মতো জানাশোনা কাউকে না আমার বিয়ে করা উচিত।
এটা কি উপলক্ষে?
ম্যাডাম ফুলটা গ্রহণ করুন, তারপরে বলতেছি।
ভোটার আইডি কার্ডে যার স্বাক্ষরের জায়গায় টিপসই দেয় এখানে কেউ ডাক্তার।
এই দুইজনের মধ্যে যে আগে ম্যাডামের মন জয় করতে পারবে ম্যাডাম তার।
একদিন না দেখলে তোমায় বন্ধু আন্ধার লাগে সব, তোমার এই প্রেমে এমনই টান।
রোগীদের তো ডক্টরের কাছে আসলে ব্যথা কমে যায়, আপনি তো উল্টো হলো কেন? আপনি কি উল্টা?
তোমায় ছাড়িয়া যাব মরিয়া, তোমায় ছাড়িয়া যাব মরিয়া, যেও না বন্ধু আমার ভুলিয়া ভুলিয়া।
আমার মনে হয় আমার সমস্যা কপালে। ম্যাডাম আমার কপালে নেই, আমার কপালে আছে দাগ।
Lên 5.5x tốc độ của binh.
Binh không thầy ơi.
Đó mày củ sắn rồi. Gì vậy đây? Này 125 à? 200 rồi. Cộng gì đây? Tạm mới nâng cấp tất cả nâng cấp cho một lần. Bình. Rồi xoay bài tự động không? Tôi lấy bạc rồi anh lấy xoay bài tự động này. $180 à? Vách. Không được á. Vách. Được, lấy còn. New request này 215 nắp à? 25 à? 25. 35 không? Được cộng 10 này, 30 rồi, thừa 30. 10 này. 229 à? Đó thì mà thừa 30. Không mua à? Đánh mày gì luôn. Thần tài này. Thần tài lên, ở chờ nhỉ? Thần tài lên. Thần tài đến. Bay. 120 à? Lần một lần. Lần một thì bớt. Cái gì đấy? Máy lỗ à? Máy lỗ sao? Nổ máy. Đéo vào đây. Tôi giờ rét à. Tính như thầy. Đặt tiền nó đã xuống à. Chậm đất. Perfect. Good landing rồi à. 100 à. Anh có thể chỉnh cho nó phải good landing mấy lượt. Rồi. Chậm thì bằng những gì mà chưa. Này á. Vì những cái lệch lệch chạy sang bên kia một tí. Có không? Good landing. Đéo đi, đừng nói. Áo choàng bạc, độc dược sĩ. Được lấy mất chất tôi phục. Tôi sẽ thành vác cái điều lính. Áo choàng bạc này. Xong đâu? Mình. Thần tài ngay.
তোমাকে 15 লাখ টাকাই দিতে হবে। তুমি যদি দিতে না পারো তোমার বাবাকে কল দাও। তোমার যত জমি জিরাত বাড়িতে যা যা আছে এগুলো বেচা হইলেও তোমরা আমাদের টাকা পাই পাই করে শোধ করবা।
একটা ব্যাপার কি খেয়াল করছো? শহরে কিন্তু দুইটা রূপ, রাতের এক রূপ, দিনের আর এক রূপ।
বেঁধেছি ঘর হৃদয়ের পর গাঢ় সবুজ ওই গহীন বনে।
আরে ব্রো, সবসময় চিল থাকতে হবে, কিচ্ছু মাথায় নেওয়া যাবে না।
ভালোবাসা হচ্ছে একজন আরেকজনের উপর ভরসা করে, একজন আরেকজনের হাতের উপর হাত রেখে এই জীবনটা কাটিয়ে দেয়। কিছু মানুষ এই রাত জেগে থাকে আর টাকার বিনিময়ে সুখ খুঁজে। বসুন।
এখন তো সিরিয়াস হওয়া উচিত, তাই না? আমি তো কোথাও যাচ্ছি না পার্টি করতে। তুমি কেন যাচ্ছ? কেন বন্ধ করতে পারতেছো না বলো তো? কার যে কোথায় সুখ সেটা তার প্রিয় মানুষটাও কখনো জানতে পারে না।
পাশাপাশি তবু যাচ্ছি বিপরীতে, কাছাকাছি তবু যাচ্ছি বহু দূরে।
হাই, ইউ লুক গুড।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
May mắn rồi nên điện từ bao nhiêu quay được người thôi, phải có may mắn cơ mới thích lâu lâu. Mình gọi là khỏe phết đùa. Không có Guardian carry mà vẫn hold Guardian à? Yeah. Thực sự là cầu nguyện không vậy? Thực sự là cầu nguyện ra Guardian không? Cái thằng lái xe này, lái xe bay rồi, xe bay nhưng mà vẫn cần bánh. Sự nhót không? Nhót đó, mày nhót không? Ui Galio rồi, what the hell. Ui nó ở kia thì không có tầm. Cho Galio rồi, để Galio ngoài. Chưa cần lắm. Cũng xịn đấy, nhưng mà thiếu xe lát, nhận được xe lát nữa là xong. Perfect tiếp à. Thêm nữa không? One more. Ê, 135 xuống 126 rồi. Đồ reset. One more này. One more. One ai không được. One more. Không one more à? Quả đấy, đây, để one more. Two more. Hãy Sibasikira. Nope. Mày bay 54 à? Thực sự là 5 củ ấy, nên là 50%. Quay đều. Cái gì đấy? Không skip được quên mất. Có thể về qua kia thì bay thì kiếm tiền rebirth. Quá mạnh. Ra một tuổi mà rồi lên qua 4, cứ chỉ qua 4 giúp tôi vậy, chôn tôi à? Vẫn thắng à? Sự bay là tỷ bằng. Anh ác quỷ rồi, hóa ác quỷ rồi. Từ ngày em đi anh hóa thành ác quỷ Ride ở Car Simulator. 22 củ à? Anh sẽ bay được tầm 400 củ, 450 thì mới lên cấp tiếp theo được. Sợ bình xì linh ấy. Nhanh mà nhẹ, ui bài nhanh đét, tốc độ sự là vua. Tốc độ sự là vua ấy, tốc độ sử dụng một đẳng cấp Pro VIP. Chuẩn không vậy. Thắng được không vậy? Rồi, còn mỗi con cho gát sẽ làm gì? Còn mỗi cho gát làm gì? Cho gát 2 mũ thích nghi à? Làm chi? Ui, thổi đau phết, đùa. Ê, nó thắng được cái cút đấy. Ê, nó thổi chết Zone này. Không chết được. Có 2 cái mũ kia đéo chết được. 2 mũ đấy chỉ kích thêm sát thương phép. Xong rồi. Quả trắng mới là của mình rồi. Chắn luôn. Đi chợ 100 máu bốc lửa. Đồ Zone này. Zone cái cục đấy sự xịn không? Bàn là chắn à. Đồ cổ này. 15% hút báo chủ sở hữu đồng minh được đấy. Cái ui mất lắc rồi. Còn những cục kia, con cục vàng. Lấy một cục vàng đi. Rồi trở lại cái này. Ha sorry. Mày bay cao. Một lần bay được tầm 40 triệu.
দরকার পড়লে একটা রিকশাওয়ালাকে বিয়ে করবো, তারপর তোকে বিয়ে করতে
তুমি যদি মরে যাও আমি তোমাকেই বিয়ে করব।
দেখো বিয়ে এত সোজা।
আমার 5টা কন্ডিশন।
কয়টা?
5টা।
আমি জেডি সাফায়েত রমরাজন। স্যার এটা তো ভোটার আইডি কার্ড স্যার।
বাড়িতেই করবেন নাকি হোটেলে?
না আপনি যেমনটা ভাবছেন বিষয়টা তা না। হ্যাঁ আপনি তো করবেন।
তোমাকে দিয়ে হবে না, আমি জানতাম। শুধু সময় নষ্ট করো না
ভাই। আপনি তো অনন্ত দলিল না যে অসম্ভবকে সম্ভব করে আপনার কাজ। জিমি
কি হচ্ছে?
আচ্ছা
আঙ্গের একদম বইরা দিমু। যাচ্ছে সব বাইর কর।
শর্ত দিয়ে বিয়ে, শর্ত দিয়ে বিয়ে।
ভাই যে বয়সে মানুষ গার্লফ্রেন্ডের কামড় খায়, সে বয়সে আপনি কুত্তার কামড় খেয়ে হাসপাতালে ভর্তি হয়েছেন।
Biết nhau. Bố của con. Giật cơ mà tao quay về phòng. Suy game. Cuồng đao Sojin à? Thôi đánh điểm bài Zanna phát nhỉ? Zanna của tao đó, bắn Zanna rồi à? Ô, Zanna đâu nhỉ? Vậy. Nhiều cực à? Nhiều cực. Tự ăn bao lâu? Thế à? Gà gì? Gà đi á? Gà đi ở qua. Ai à? À, để trứng ở gà để trứng ở. Ai càng ấy. Mắm sông. Ôi bố.
Thế à? Hết vòng xa rồi, giờ hết vòng xa rồi. Giờ không khác rồi, không khác. Hay à, hay không? Hắc quy trong anh. Một em kia là đâu vậy? Thua. Rồi. Phải. Ý lẫn nhỉ. Rồi. Hay quá. Đây con nào chết vậy, có sức mày không? Đâu còn cái cất gì cũng ngu. Cái đéo vậy. Ô ngon thôi chưa. Chi lui. Vì ta thiệt 1 tỷ vàng, thằng farm 1 tỷ vàng. Nhỏ em đi. Anh cũng em đi à. No. What the hell? Thằng mày nói gì với tao ấy? Chào đơn cha. Hảo thì xấu đâu à? Thích xấu không? Thích xấu không? Ui, có cái thằng này chat trong game Roblox nó bảo tao, nó bảo là 2. Xong rồi thằng khác nói, mới đầu thằng kia 2 tao bảo là 2 watt, xong rồi đó thằng này đi không mình farm ấy, tao bảo tao là gì? You look like a dog, tao bảo là like you, xong nó chửi bậy, xong rồi rồi một số thằng này. Mà con Huyền thi Huyền học liên kết quốc tế mà broccoli ơi. Liên kết quốc tế mà. Xong rồi nó học bổng lên nó mới phải cày học bổng đấy. Cày học bổng là đỡ tiền ấy. Không phải đâu. Nhiều. Không phải em ơi, cũng cũng có nhiều chuyện đấy. Thôi kệ kệ Hoàng Dũng đi, kệ Hoàng Dũng đi, kệ Hoàng Dũng đi. Coi có tập đoàn đúng không? Anh thực sự là nhà sử dụng viên cũng nhiều chuyện, một chút nhiều vấn đề đấy. À, anh biết mà, anh biết nhiều hơn Cường ấy. Không em ơi. Mai anh kể, thôi bao giờ sang em anh kể nhá. Bye bye broccoli. Chín mà chuyện này tao đánh giá tao không được biết đâu. tao nghe từ một người tâm sự với Hiền, biết đấy là ai rồi. Biết ai luôn đấy. Ôi hỏng thuận đấy. Mọi người, lâu con đừng sợ đi ấy, sự di 10 vợ tỷ quân. Lâu con đường mà lâu con đường mà đi chơi như thằng Long ấy thì cũng mà ra phả hình chuồn. Thằng Long tí gì chơi em họ. Đéo biết đấy là em họ, thấy họ giống nhau, xong về mới check lại, xong mới biết là em họ. Chua nhớ chịu được. Bạn Cường, bạn đại học Cường mà. Ui, lại dự binh chí linh ấy. Rồi nhót nha. Biết đâu để là bình thường sao? Quý à. Đây, xin đọc cho em dấu hiệu của bệnh bạch hầu nhé. 1. Giả mạc hai bên thành họng, có màu trắng ngà, xám đen, dai, dính, dễ chảy máu, đau họng khàn giọng, sưng hạch bạch, huyết ở cổ, khó thở hoặc thở thanh, chảy nước mũi, sốt và ớn lạnh. Thôi 20 lên rồi đi một thẻ vũ ạ. Này mà thật. Đi về chùa Nguy về ngủ cũng được. Đâu. Đi được không vậy? Đi được không vậy broccoli? Nanh à? Nanh nó không nào. Không ra bắt xe buýt đi học cũng được. Yes. Đi học từ